Hey y'all, welcome back to the Florida Keys. Today I'm down at the 7 Mile Bridge and we're gonna be fishing for literally everything today. We're gonna work the bridges. There's the old bridge here and the new bridge. And it's called 7 Mile Bridge because it's literally 7 miles long, but we're gonna be throwing some baits, trying to catch whatever. And whatever we get that's legal to use, I'm gonna put it on my big rod and we're gonna try to get sharked, man. We're gonna try to hook into something massive. And down here on the 7 Mile Bridge, could be bull sharks, could be hammerheads, lemons, all kinds of species of sharks roam around in this area here. So anything's possible. So we're gonna go unedited, raw and uncut, y'all. I'm gonna put y'all here in the chest and we're gonna get after it. I've come down a pretty good ways here. Let me show you this before we get started. I've come down pretty good ways on this bridge, probably a mile or so down there. I put in down here at a beach just below the bridge. Real nice park. You park your vehicle, you're just a few feet away from the water for launching a kayak. It's great. But the water down there, real shallow. And you've also, on the old bridge, you've got a public fishing area for part of it. So when you're working around the bridges and stuff, you got to dodge people above you dropping down to fish. And so I come down past that, and then I run into some fishermen, and then I run into some more fishermen. So I kept coming until I saw kind of wide open water here for us. And so we're going to start here so we can hopefully avoid some people, and we'll just start making some casts, man. And whatever we get here, it's on. It's going on the hook. So I've got this is one of my favorite baits to throw back home in Tennessee for catching catfish bait, but it's worked really well in the salt as well, and that's a sumo spoon. It's just a piece of metal with a hook. I've got it on a 15-pound fluoro leader with a swivel and a worm weight there. That worm weight gives it some casting distance because this thing is super light. The swivel, very important, because this thing, how it works is it spins through the water. And without a good ball bearing swivel, you will end up with a bunch of line twist on your main line here, which is 30-pound braid. So we're just gonna throw it around the concrete. We'll probably work both bridges here at some point, depending on how things are going. I've also got 2 other rods with me. Two other rods in addition to my shark rod. But we've got one set up as a light tackle option. We can put on some pieces of shrimp, which I've got some shrimp laid out here in the floor, and toss around the concrete here and hopefully get some fish. I've also got a little bit heavier setup that we can put some whole shrimp on and try to get maybe some larger fish with that. But right now, I want to focus on the spoon because the wind is up a little bit. I've waited till late in the afternoon to come out here. It's a little after 2 o'clock right now. The wind was up this morning, but it's supposed to slack off as the afternoon goes on, but it's still going to be a little choppy at times probably, but it's good enough. It's calm enough that we can fish out here. And so looking at the wind forecast, today was going to be the best day for us to have a chance of coming down here and fishing 7 Mile Bridge. I didn't come down here when I was here in November, and I said, I gotta hit this place. When I come back on this trip, there's something. We're already hooked up right here. Oh, and he just spit it too. I just lost him. Whatever he was, I lost him, folks. That's a good sign though. We're already getting hit, man. But yeah, folks, I think it's a little after 2 o'clock, but we're gonna go unedited. Raw and uncut. Probably fish till a little before dark. I wanna make sure I'm back to the car before things go dark out here, because when things go bump in the night out here in the ocean, it ain't something you want to get bumped by, I'll tell you that. I sure as heck don't. That'd be a different kind of raw and uncut video. Might be me getting cut by some shark potentially. What that might be. But that's the plan, folks. We're gonna work this until we get something that we can put on live. I do have some leather jacks in my cooler from a couple days ago. This is my 3rd fishing session since I've come down here to Florida. Oh, fish. Let's see what this is. See if we can keep him hooked up. See if he's something we can legally use. If he is, we'll just slice him. Well, it ain't gonna matter. Let's check our hook. What the hell's going on here? That's 2 now that we've had come unbuttoned. That's bad luck, folks. Y'all get your lucky rabbit's foot out your pocket and check it. Something's went wrong with it. We've hooked 2 fish. There's another one. Keep this and hooked, would you? 3 fish now, and y'all ain't landed a one of them yet. Let's see what this thing is. He's fighting like a Dickens, buddy. He's got another one with him right there, too. Is this another one of them old leather jacks? No? I don't know what this is. I don't know what he is, but he looks like a good shark bait to me. What do y'all think? We'll just hope fingers crossed, he's something legal. He looks like a good size though, man. That's a good size. He's definitely an active swimmer. I can get hold of him here before he flops out, folks. I'm gonna just run this hook. This is an 11/0 size circle hook. I'm gonna just go in the mouth here. Try to go out a nostril if I can. There we go. Y'all turn your head a minute. We're gonna slice and dice a little bit here and see if we can't get him not only thrashing around a little bit, but also maybe wound him a little bit there. Hold on, we gotta work around the bridge here. We're getting swept into it. The wind's blowing this way and the current's going this way. So that's what's going to create a little chop as it gusts. But again, it's supposed to lay down a little bit. All right, whatever the hell this is, let's send him out behind us. We will send him out and let him swim behind. I don't have a balloon on this rig. That's an 11/0 size circle hook on 400-pound mono. Something I'm trying on this trip is trying to get away from the wire. Just mono only for the sharks. The first shark I landed on day 1 of this trip, no issues. I fought the shark for about 20 minutes, got him up the kayak. No issues with the mono. So, all right, let's stick him in the rod holder. I got him a little bit behind us there. Don't want him too close that something's going to go wrong for us if we get hooked up, but also don't want him so far away that he's going to end up swimming down between these bridges, you know. We got to keep him close enough for us to be able to cast and keep him from going where we don't want him to go. But that's in Carp. We had 3 bites real quick on this spoon. Y'all finally managed to land one, thank goodness. But we'll have him swimming around back there, folks, and who knows what the heck's gonna happen. The good thing about this area is, well, I mean, there's a lot of life here, first off. 7 Mile Bridge, you got 2 bridges. So basically 14 miles of concrete, right? Plus you got these power lines out here also. So that's another concrete structure for fish to congregate around. So lots of structure out here to hold fish, and guess what? The sharks will be around taking advantage of those fish. Easy meals. But we're going to try to fish through here, and if we hook something big, something massive, what I was trying to get at there, and I lost my train of thought, bear with me. This ain't the most professional operation here, folks. What I was going with it, let's say we hook into something massive, which is possible. Out here, the water is so shallow, Like, I don't have a graph on this kayak, so I don't know exactly how deep we are. But I can see bottom right here. And the cool thing about that is if we hook something that's too big for us to land, which possible, right? Like, that's very, very possible that we hook into something massive that we'll never have a chance of actually landing. The good thing with it being so shallow is we'll get to see it. Like, we'll be able to get up on top of it and be close enough to it that we'll be able to know. I'll have to probably cut it off. You know, we hook into a big hammerhead or a big 8 or 10 foot bull shark or something. We're not going to land it out here in my Hobie Lynx kayak that weighs 47 pounds, folks. We're not getting any leverage on that fish. It's going to tow us all over creation, but we'll at least be able to see it here. When I come down in November and I fished at Bahia Honda, whatever you want to call it, the channel through there is so deep that, man, them fish hit your bait, they go down. Like, you're not going to be able to see them. You can't get a look at them. So you fight them forever. Now, I had to end up cutting both of them and have no idea what they were. Out here, we're at least going to know what they are. We're still going to have to cut them probably, but we're at least going to know what we got hooked. It may take an hour or more to figure it out for us to catch up with the dang thing, but we're going to know about it. I'm excited, y'all. This is a pretty cool place. It's kind of a, I guess, a touristy type location, if you will. I mean, this is a pretty well-known spot. Even before I started coming down to the Florida Keys, I had heard of the 7 Mile Bridge. And it's a great place to put in at as far as a kayak goes, because that little beach there, it's a public park. It's free. There's bathrooms, there's trash cans, you know, whatever you need if you need to change out your line or tie rigs or whatever. You got plenty of space right there, and you're so close to the water, like, you don't have to go through any effort to launch a kayak. Really nice. It's just, you got to come out here a pretty good ways off that park to be able to get into some water deep enough to fish and get away from the bank fishermen and then get away from other fishermen and all that. So we're going to be covering some water this afternoon, but hopefully we can hook up with a shark quickly, and even if it takes an hour or two, we can still deal with that and make it back before dark. I wish I could have got out here earlier today, but the wind was ripping first thing this morning. I mean, it was ripping. Yesterday, I ended up going up to Key Largo and fishing a canal because the wind was up so much. Tomorrow, it's looking pretty questionable too. We've got some questionable days coming up. It's going to be some situations where I'm just going to have to kind of look at the wind, look at the direction, and maybe try to find some places that we can hide from it. Oh, fish. Oh, it's another one right here. It's fighting like a Dickens, buddy. This spoon, man, I tell you, oh, he come free too. Are you kidding me? Y'all done lost another. Y'all let me cast for a little while, would you? You done lost too many daggone fish. That's another one lost. I was trying to say, though, this spoon, buddy, I mean, it absolutely catches some fish down here in the ocean. I got that other rig there that was using yesterday, and I caught a bunch of snapper, and I caught a big black drum with just a jig head and some shrimp. We didn't get anything, I don't believe, yesterday on the spot. I threw the spoon some, but I don't think we actually caught anything with it. But it seems like out here in the ocean, you throw around these bridges long enough, man, you're gonna get bit on the spoon. And I mean, we could be throwing, I've got some shrimp laid out here in the floor. I went ahead and got that set up for bust out the camera and all. Like, we could potentially throw around this concrete with the shrimp and wear out some fish too on the lighter tackle. But with the wind how it is, it's going to be a hard time for us to feel the bite. And it's easier for me right now, I think, to throw this spoon because we're just chunking and winding. This is a more active presentation, not having to necessarily rely on feel of the bait like you will with putting a piece of shrimp on a jig head. I mean, like, we kind of need to feel the bites, right? Like, well, to set the hook anyway. I mean, if a fish just nails it and takes off running, we'll obviously know, but we're not going to feel any light bites with the wind blowing a bow on our line. And I did yesterday. I stopped and got some a little bit heavier jig head. I'd been using the 1/32 ounce size because of the hooks on them are smaller. But I got some 1/16 ounce jigs yesterday, and they're called a yellowtail jig. So they've got a fairly small hook. There's something. Let's see what this is. I think this right here is what we got on our shark rod right now. This is just a smaller version of it. He's gone. Another fish though. See, y'all let me cast for a while and actually land one. I've never lost a fish in my life. Every time I hand the rod to you, it seems like we lose one. But anyway, them yellowtail jigs, they've got a smaller hook too, but it's bigger than the hooks on my 1/32 ounce jig. I don't know how big the hook is on them yellowtail jigs. It didn't say on the package, but from looking at them, it looks probably like a number 4, maybe a number 2 size hook. So a little bit bigger hook than would probably be ideal for some of them smaller fish, but we made it work yesterday. And not only caught a bunch of snapper, but got that big black drum that took forever to land on light tackle and 6-pound line, but by gosh, we got him in. We made it work, y'all. Me and you, we got it done. Me and you tag teaming down here in the Florida Keys. It is miserable cold at home right now in Tennessee. I got the heck out of Dodge. Apparently got out at the right time too, because it's allegedly, and you never know with the weather report back home, but it's allegedly going to snow up there in a couple days. They talking about maybe getting up to 6 inches in my area. So I told my girlfriend, I was like, you can have it, honey. You should have got off work and come with me. She is coming down next week for part of the week. She couldn't get all that time off work to come down with me, but she's going to fly down next Wednesday, so a week from today, and I'm going to drive up to Miami and pick her up, and then that following Saturday when I leave, I'm going to drop her back off at the airport as I make my drive back north to the frozen tundra of Tennessee. So far, so good with this bait behind us, man. He is being a trooper back there, just swimming along. I see the rod tip working a little bit. I know y'all can't see it right now the way I got it pointed, but I got it pointed off behind us. That way we can cast in front of us without getting everything tangled up. Ideally, if we were just going after sharks, I would try to maybe pedal backwards and we'd have that rod going off the front where we could keep an eye on it. But it's just this area through here with the wind blowing opposite of the current right now, it's just kind of choppy along the bridge. Like, I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but it's just right here on the concrete, kind of choppy. And so I think we need to have that rod behind us, and I certainly want to try to catch some other fish too while we pull that bait along. There's something. There's something. This feels like another pretty good fish, whatever he is here. Oh, let me take him out here a little bit, away from this bridge a little bit. We're reeling in one of these, by gosh. Look at him go. We liable to get sharked on one of these too. Them sharks are notorious down here for coming up and eating whatever it is you're reeling in. Sharks and barracuda both. What is this thing? He is fighting, man. He is strong. Oh, that's another one of them that we got on back there. Get up in here. Get up in here before you attract something that comes up in the floor of this thing. Nice, y'all. Nice, man. Guess it's okay to grab him like that. I don't know what he is, but he's a good time, man. Get on out of here. I don't need you right now. We got your friend on back there. Hey, all right, folks. Hey, listen. Let me give you a fist pump, man. Hey, we catching some fish, buddy. I don't know what they are, but I don't even care. I'm just having fun, buddy. We out here on vacation, dodging the cold back home. Down here, it ain't like it's a beautiful day down here, folks. You can see it's kind of overcast. It ain't supposed to rain. Radar's clear. But it does look like a dreary old nasty day. But it's still way better than being home right now, folks. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Y'all done gone and done it. Y'all done gone and done it. Y'all done got you done got your bait fish here. Be careful around this bridge. Y'all buckle up. Get choppy right here. He got wrapped around that concrete. He went for a swim. He's trying to run the other way. You tell that fish, he's gonna get back over here and stay on this side of the I want him right on the edge is where I want him. I want him right on the edge of the concrete as we drift along. That's the goal. There he went. Okay. He's still on. Okay, he's still on there. All right. Yeah, I want him on the edge of the concrete as we're trolling along here. That's where I want him at. Let's get turned back around. I'm gonna let out a little more line, get some more distance between him. I swear, I think that wind's picking up, y'all. It's supposed to be slacking off today. I think it's getting worse. It's definitely better now than what it was this morning. Let me let out some more line here on this thing. It's better now for sure, but it's still up more than what I'd like. We're gonna roll with it though, man. We vacationing, we having a good time. We're gonna catch some fish today. We're already off to a good start. And it's just a matter of time before we pull that wounded bait in front of something big. He's a good size to get eat. We could have a smaller, not so much like a baby shark, but you know, a smaller shark, a 3-4 footer, could easily eat him. But he's also a good size to attract something much bigger as well. So I'm excited about him to see what he'll get if we just keep him out of the bridge column over here. We're gonna have to work around some work boats here. They're doing some work on this bridge up here, folks. We got several work boats up here. Some of them, we out here trying to vacation. They got work to be done. They got to keep these bridges safe, all these cars going over. If a hurricane comes, people got to be getting the heck out of Dodge around here. You know what might be fun too? We may end up doing this in a little while. Is just take off drifting. We'll see how many work boats are down through here. I'm counting 4 right now. I guess we could also go on the other side of this bridge. It's just going to be a little bit more choppy over there. I'd rather kind of stay between the bridges. We could go work the new bridge over there too, but hell, we're doing so good right here. I hate to change it up right now when things are going so well. We probably will have to do something down here as we get closer to these work boats. I can't tell if that one's coming at us or going away from us down there. My depth perception, it seems like the older I get, the worse my depth perception is. Oh hell, our line, we got wind knots here, folks, bear with me. Okay, here it comes. But the older I get, the worse my depth perception is. There's fish. Got us one. My night vision and depth perception's all jacked up, folks. I don't know when it happened, but I can't see worth a damn anymore. I see a fish on our line though. That's the most important thing. We got, oh, he's running too, buddy. He's running. Let me try to get up here and get away from this bridge and get some distance between our bait behind us and the column back there. What do y'all got this time? Another one of these things, man. Another one of them. That's a good sized bait right there, buddy. I don't know what these things are, but boy, they fight, man. For their size, like they're a great fight. Hey, we got us another one, man. We're catching fish, y'all. By gosh, that's what we came here to do, is catch some fish. Seems like that cast there I'd let sink down a little bit. I may throw another one out over here and just let it drop a little bit before I start to retrieve. Waves are getting a little bigger out here as we get more open water. The way the wind's blowing, I guess it's going to get worse as we go out through here, but it'd be interesting maybe to drift and just let that thing swim around and kick behind us, or we could cut the tail off maybe too and just let him sink down and fish the bottom. That's what I done there my first trip down here on Monday, my first session. I had been running the bait under the balloon and I hadn't done any good at all. Y'all saw it there. Assuming the video turned out, y'all should have seen it by now. My videos always go in sequential order. But I finally, at the end of the day, I got rid of the balloon. I said, I'm gonna cut the tail off that jack I was using at the time. I said, I'm just gonna drop him down on bottom and drag him back. I'm gonna drift back toward the bridge that I had put in at. And by gosh, I hadn't dropped him down on bottom long and he got gobbled up. It did not take long at all when I started doing that. So, but up there, I was fishing Indian Channel, Indian Key up there in Isla Mirada. And it's kind of a clearly defined channel up there. Like you can pull it up on a map and see. Woo, buddy, this is choppy. Did you see that? That's a big wave that come right there. I don't know where that come from. Won't be so bad out there away from the bridges, but it's just right in here around the concrete where it get a little choppy. I guess that other boat, that work boat, was moving away from us. I couldn't tell. My depth perception's all jacked up. I had one hit me. There, he hit it again. He hit it, missed it, now he got it. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. He just took off. Oh boy, he's ripping, buddy. He is pulling. Oh my gosh, we gotta turn, y'all. We gotta turn. We got big waves coming right there. I hope our other one don't get wrapped up in the bridge behind us. That's gonna be a problem. I'm hanging on. I'm trying to pedal. I'm trying to pedal and just pull him out away from the bridge here. I'm trying to troll him out. Again, y'all get your life jacket and your seatbelt, folks. We're gonna need it. All right, I think we got him. I think we're safely away from the bridge now for a minute. I don't know what this is, but he took off like lightning. It might be another one of them. It might be another one of them things. Whatever they are, I like catching them, I'll tell you that. It is, it's a bigger one. Oh, buddy, that's a little bit bigger one right there. They seem to be liking the spoon. Whatever they are, they like a spoon. Look at that, buddy. Let me get a thumbnail with him. And the lighting out here is terrible today to be getting a thumbnail for a video, but let me just hold him up for a second if I can, if these waves don't flip us out. In the meantime, go on, fish. I wonder, that thing's not up. Did he just get water all over the lens? No, y'all are clean. He's got that blue line. Well, look at them waves coming right there, y'all. That's terrible. Man, it is choppy. This wind. I sure hope it lets up soon. It's out of my comfort zone to fish in this kind of chop. My ocean experience is limited, of course. I wonder if them are blue runners. I remember seeing blue runner in some of the fish identification charts. I wonder if that's what they are, because they got that blue line along the top of their back. And they're definitely a runner, man. When they hit, buddy, it's on. It's on like Donkey Kong. They're fun. I'd like to sit here and catch some more of them, but I'm hesitant to get too close to the bridge because we get real close to it and the fish takes off and pulls us toward it. We're going to be in trouble, especially if our big bait gets hit. Like, we're going to have to get turned around quick, and that's tough to do in this kind of chop. Out of my comfort zone here, folks. We're just going to have to do what best we can. If the wind wasn't blowing against the current, I don't think it would be as bad. Because, I mean, honestly, just feeling the wind hitting my body out here, like, it don't seem like it's blowing terribly hard. But because it's blowing against the current, that's why you get all this extra chop. Oh, something hit me. It got hit. Oh, it got hit again. I got hit twice right there. Let's throw back over there. Damn, some big waves when they come through, folks. Well, whatever hit us twice is gone, I guess. He done run himself to somewhere else. I kind of want to go up here and try these other bridge columns on the new bridge, because I'm wondering, those are smaller bridge columns up there. I wonder if it wouldn't be as choppy, potentially. We got a lot of weeds. I don't know if you can see on the water. There's a lot of weeds right here too. This is one thing that I've noticed. the last couple years, and again, I didn't come down here in November, but the last 2 years that I did come down here to fish the 7 Mile Bridge, there is a lot of weeds, like these floating grass patches, right? Like right there. You see a lot of that out here. And you get it a little bit up in Isla Morada where I'm staying. But it seems like the farther south you go, the more weeds you run into. Like when I was down there at Bahia Honda in November, there was a ton of weeds down there too. And it's farther on down than where I'm at today, so very, very, very weird how that is. Must be something to do with either the current or something with that just pushes it all down. We're over here by this workboat here, folks. You know I don't like being around people. Here's what we're gonna do, I think. Let's get away from them. Let's go up here and try the other bridge. Let's go up here and try the other bridge a minute. Because it looks like they're going, that boat's pushing them sideways there. I think he's turning them around the other way. Let's go up here and work this new bridge that the cars go over and see if it ain't so choppy up here. Y'all come with me. Come on. Get you snacks and let's go. We got more fish to catch. There'll be fish all over, but we'll see what it's like up here maybe. But I'm tempted, y'all, to cut the tail off that fish and me and you just take off drifting. We get away from the concrete here. Hopefully it wouldn't be as choppy. I think it's gonna be a little choppy today regardless, but nevertheless, we catching fish, folks. We're having a good time. We're working around Mother Nature. I'm thankful to be down here. We won't be back tomorrow, that's for sure. I don't know where I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna try to find us somewhere that'll be protected from the wind. I'd ideally like to fish somewhere in the salt that would give us a chance to catch a shark, but be out of the wind. And I don't know if that's maybe down by like some of them canals the $1 million houses are at, or around marinas, places like that. Like I don't know where we're going to find that at. I got to do some researching on the map tonight, because you got to not only find places like that are shielded from whichever direction that the wind's going to be blowing tomorrow, but you also got to find places that I can be able to launch at. And that's part of it too, being able to get public access in a reasonable distance from wherever it is you're trying to fish. Most of these bridges down through here in the Keys will have little pull-offs for people to either get out and hike or get out and fish or whatever, you know. They've got like all kinds of like touristy type things. And oftentimes you can just drop a kayak, especially this kayak being so lightweight, I can just drop it in right there off the side of the road by the bridges and stuff. And so it's convenient to be able to access the bridges. Now these reefs and stuff and wrecks and whatnot that's out here, most of those are so far out that I'm just not gonna go out there to those with only having pedals. Like, I'm just not gonna do it. Too far for me, especially if I go out there and I hook into something. Let's say you go out there and you go fish somewhere, it's 2 miles out. That's reasonable. I mean, I can certainly pedal out that far. It ain't the problem. Getting out and getting back, 4 mile round trip, let's say, that's not a problem. The problem is you get out there and you go 2 miles and then you hook into something massive that tows you out even farther, that's where things get a little dicey. And I've heard out there on them reefs and stuff, you get them tiger sharks and whatnot, and them things get huge. So, you know, you could certainly hook into something that's gonna take you for a ride for a few hours. And I'm all about taking a sleigh ride, buddy. I'm all about it, but I want to be able to make it back. The first time I was down here, and this video's on my channel, I hooked something right in through here in between these bridges. And it took me on a ride way out there, about 3 miles out. Now, I never did get a look at it. Finally, I kept running in them crab pots, and it finally, I guess my line had weakened because it had run, I'd gotten wrapped up in so many of those ropes, those buoys on the pots, that it finally broke me off out there in one of them. But I mean, I got towed way out by that thing, whatever it was. I mean, it was huge. We just picked up some weeds right here. I do think the current is picking up. I don't know the whole tide schedule and stuff. I'm not good at, I haven't got that dialed in yet. But I can tell when I got out here, the current was pretty light. And it has definitely started to pick up. I'm just gonna try to keep working us here around these. And if we don't get bit up and down through here, what I may do is take us back on the other side with the old bridge and go on the back side of it. We'll be more exposed to the wind, but we'll be out of the way of these fellas working here. And we know there's fish over there on that bridge for sure. I sure hope that bait gets eaten, man. I want him to just get absolutely destroyed. Yeah, this current's really picked up, man. I'm just trying to go in a line here. Like, you can see how far we're getting pushed off of this bridge very quickly. Yeah, it may be easier on us. I think it actually is going to be easier with the current picking up to go on the other side. Let's do that. Then, here's the other thing. We go on the other side over here. As the current pushes our live bait off to the side of us there, we won't have to worry about him getting caught in the bridge columns as we move along. Because that could get sketchy quick if that happens. Like if we're on this side of the bridge and he's behind us, that could get real sketchy. But it's a little sketchy just looking out through there anyway. I don't know if I want to go through there or not, y'all. I don't think I do. I might be chickening out a little bit. Them some big waves coming through there. And it's not so much the size of the waves, it's how tight they are. That's what I'm a little concerned about. They're very tight today. Maybe let's just try to stay right through here for a minute. Maybe if that wind slacks up and we get a little break in it for a second, we'll make the turn and go through there. I'm gonna have to be careful though, because I'm gonna be pushed up on this real quick. So will our bait behind us there. I do so many stupid things, y'all, just because I don't really know what I'm doing. And say, Stupid people are most likely to die. I certainly ain't trying to die out here, but there's some. I mean, it probably won't show up on the camera because of the motion stabilization, but like those are some really big waves. The wind may be worse farther offshore. That's the Gulf side over there. It's the Atlantic that way, the Gulf of Mexico to the other direction. What we could do, if y'all wanted to, is make a run. Oh, well, we gotta catch a fish first. There's definitely more life on the old bridge over here, it seems like. We didn't have a single bite on the new bridge. We went that way. Boy, look at him go. Look at him go. Look at him go. I gotta pedal, man. I gotta pedal. I gotta try to get us off this bridge. Yeah. He just, I don't know what this is. It may be another one of these things. Man, they are incredible. It's like they hit and they fight a little bit and then they just bolt, man. They just take off. Like a lightning rod, man. Goodness. It's another one. Whatever these are amazing. These things are incredible. I like these things. See it? This right here, though, this line, that blue line, I don't know if it shows up on camera right there. Bright blue. It makes me think, I mean, if they ain't a blue runner, they're missed an opportunity. Because that'd be a good name for that fish. But one thing we could do is make a run that direction and then let the current drift back this way. Like maybe run up there. There's a couple islands up yonder there. We could make a run up that way, troll this bait behind us as we go along, and then just, once we get up there, cut his tail or something, and drift him back near bottom. I got something. I thought I had one after that bait again. It felt like I got tapped a couple times. I wish it wasn't so rough right here, man. I would love to really slow down and fish this more effectively. I just can't easily do that right now. I'm struggling a little bit here, folks. I would ideally have a fishing partner out here in these conditions, safety purposes. If one thing goes wrong with you, you could have somebody helping you out or calling for help, but I'm all by my lonesome down here. My friends from Ohio that I was initially going to fish the Crystal River with, and then because of the cold, they decided, well, let's come on down here. They aren't coming now at all. One of them's wife has had surgery recently and apparently isn't progressing as much as they had, or as quickly as they had hoped, and then their dog got sick, and so because of whatever's going on with his wife, she wasn't going to be able to take the dog to the vet and the follow-up appointments for it, and so nevertheless their trip got canceled. So I'm going to be down here by my lonesome until my girlfriend shows up, and of course she's not a fisherman anyway. If she was out here in these conditions, as choppy as it is, she'd be puking her guts out. She gets real motion sick. When we drive somewhere, she has to drive or else she don't do good. I honestly, I mean, I'm happy to be down here, and these fish that we're catching are a lot of fun, but had I known it was going to be like this, I would not have come here. I would have found us somewhere else that was better conditions. Just being 100% honest with you. I'm sure other places we could have maybe shielded ourselves a little bit, but I mean, honestly, when I got out here, where I put in at, it wasn't bad, but you know, the island down there where I was at, because I put in on that side, it was shielded from the wind. And once you get out here, especially this far down on the bridge, like you're just more exposed to the wind. I passed numerous fishing boats down through here though. And I mean, it's not like it's random nobodies either. I mean, it looks like people that know what they're doing. They got all the fancy gear. Oh, fish. He smacked it. There he goes. Good, he's swimming out this way. Let's follow him on out. Boy, they fight hard, man. Whatever these things are amazing. They are so strong for their size. Oh boy, we got some more big waves. We just went through some big waves. We got some more coming behind us here. Oh, oh, oh. I'm just tired him out. He's doing his thing, man. I don't want to horse him in too much. I'm afraid I'll break my line. Yeah, it's another one, man. These things are thick in here right now. I don't know, again, I don't know anything about these. So I don't know if they are a desirable fish, if they're they should be, because I mean, they're fun to catch, but like, I don't know, are they considered a trash fish, or are they a sought after fish? I hope there ain't no major regulations on them, since I got one on a hook trying to catch a shark with right now. Hopefully whatever regulations they have on them, hopefully I'm good with size and all, because they're, I mean, they've all been pretty good size, so. I'm just gonna keep working this right through here best I can. They seem to be kind of out from the bridge column a little bit. And they'll clearly come get it. I mean, they got the speed. You bring this bait by one of those fish, they can come get it, man. They've got the speed. But yeah, these other fishermen I passed down here, like, I mean, they seem like they know what they're doing. They got nice boats, nice gear and whatnot, which I know don't always mean anything. But they seem like they were competent. And they were on down here. I passed them up, so I'd say anywhere down through here we got an opportunity to bust some fish. I certainly, when I've been down here in the past, I had actually hooked my big fish farther on down this way. Like I got out here and just kept coming because I just kept seeing people. I was trying to get away from everybody. Y'all know me, I ain't really all that social, and I'm just trying to avoid people. Farther down I went, the more people I just kept seeing. Yeah, I know y'all ain't got the best view right now. I'm trying to angle myself a little bit into the current. That way we keep a safe distance away from the bridge when we hook something. And we also got these big waves, periodically, I get my words out, coming through, and I don't want them hitting me sideways. Like I want them either hitting me from the front or the back, not side. I don't want to be sideways in them. if that makes sense. If we hook into a big shark though, y'all gotta holler at him and tell him, go that way. Don't go under this old bridge, because it's gonna get sketchy, man. It's gonna get sketchy real quick. It's all, I mean, honestly, it's already a little sketchy as it is. For me, anyway. Every time when I see them waves rolling through and crashing against the concrete over here behind us, it gets a little sketchy. But I'm having the time of my life down here, though, man. The last 2 days have been incredible. The weather ain't as warm down here right now. Yesterday, it had a little cold snap. Last night, it was actually in the 50s. I had to turn the heat on at my hotel. So we've had a little cold snap down here, but it's still way warmer than at home. And you come down here and it's paradise. There's so many fish to be caught. I guarantee you I wouldn't be catching nothing if I was at home right now, because I wouldn't even be fishing. I wouldn't be fishing today, folks. At a high of 30 degrees, I ain't gonna be out there. I ain't doing it. Too big a pansy. You see how big a pansy I am. I don't even want to go on the other side of this bridge right now because of how choppy it is. You think I'm gonna get out there at 30 degrees at home? Hell no. I ain't gonna do it. So, just me being down here is allowing me to fish. It looks, and maybe it's fool's gold, I don't know, but it looks so much better on out that way than what it is right around here along the bridges. It looks like it's just calmer out that way. Maybe it ain't, but it looks like it is. Which makes me then kind of want to go out there, cut that thing, and just let him drift along the bottom. I don't know if that'd even be possible, really, because I don't know about the weed situation. You think there's a lot of weeds out there? Some of this area through here, we can't really see right now with the glare. I can't anyway. I ain't got my glasses on. But some of this area through here, you can see the weeds on bottom. Obviously, there's weeds that's broken loose and floating on the top I showed you, but there'll be patches of weeds on the bottom too. I don't know. Once you get out, going farther on out that way, I don't know how bad the weeds are. Here comes helicopter, man. Y'all wave. Use all your fingers too. I don't want you being rude out here. They sightseeing or something going on up there. We give them a sight down here catching some fish. We hook into a shark, it's going to be a heck of a sight. I want to catch another one of them fish we've been getting. I'd be content just catching them things all afternoon. I mean, I want to catch a shark, obviously, but as far as actual fish that we're getting here on the spoon, I'd be happy sitting here catching more of them. I'm gonna look them up later and figure out what exactly they are. I'd about be willing to bet you a nickel they're a blue runner, since they got that blue line on them. Now, where the hell is this guy going? Is he really coming right at us here? What's he doing? He ain't even watching where he's going. Is he really going to come right in here between the power poles and the bridge and us? Is he just going to stop right there and fish, I guess? He don't know what the hell he's doing. He's running down through here. I ain't paying a lick of attention. No, he's gonna drop an anchor right there. He's gonna cut us off, I guess. What a jerk. If he goes overboard, I ain't helping him out. Well, I can't believe that. "7 miles this damn bridge." They're gonna get right over here on top of the guy in the kayak. Unreal. Well, let's go around this asshole. We should have just kept going to the left earlier is what we should have done. I hope they don't catch a damn thing. Here comes another one. They ain't even gonna acknowledge us either. Ain't gonna wave, nothing. Just pull up right in front of us and drop an anchor. I mean, literally 7 miles of bridges, folks. 7 miles of bridges. 7 miles of bridges, and they come right up here with a guy in a kayak and drop an anchor. He's already hooked up with the fish too. All right, we'll get back over here on this side. Boy, people just tear me up, man. You can't find considerate people anywhere. 7 miles of bridges, and you got to get right there in front of us. I mean, just, and it ain't like I don't give a damn. We're working down through here anyway, you know. It's not like we're married to a spot. I'm not anchored down or anything. But it's just principle of it, like, you know. I ain't gonna gripe and complain, folks. It's 30 degrees back home. It could be far worse. Things could be far worse than dealing with some jerk down here in paradise. But that, you gotta admit, that was kind of a jerk move. I think it's a jerk move anyway. What do I know? I don't really know I don't know what's considered courteous and disrespectful and all that here in the saltwater world. Like, I don't know the unspoken rules and stuff. I don't really know all that stuff. It's not my world, not my culture, but just, to me, that guy seems rude. I hope they don't catch a damn thing. I ain't gonna be telling them good luck. That's for sure. It seems like we're catching less fish the further back we come down this way, though. Oh, did y'all see that? Did you see that right out there? There was a sea turtle. He poked his head up. He was right out there. There was a big sea turtle too. Last time we come here in November, I went to the sea turtle hospital. Me and my girlfriend took a tour, and it was pretty cool. They've got a fancy operation going there. They rescue injured turtles. And some of them they rehabilitate and release them back out into the ocean, and others that can't be sent back out safely, they keep them there at the hospital. It's a pretty cool deal. I actually drove right by it on the way down here today too, because it's I don't know if it's in, I think it is in Marathon technically, where the hospital's located. Marathon, Florida. But yeah, I drove right by it coming down here either way. Well, y'all, I feel like we've went through a little drought here between fish, and maybe I'm just impatient. But I feel like we have gone through a little drought. The further we're getting back down this way, I'm kind of thinking about making a run, y'all, and just drifting back. That's what I'm really thinking about it, because I want to hook up to something massive today. I want to hook up to some, okay, there went our drought. We just had another bite. Let me make another cast or two over here, because we got hit with something. Something rocked us over here. He didn't hook up though. Yeah, I think here in a minute, we're just gonna take off, go a long ways that direction. We'll troll our live bait behind us as we do it. When we get up there, we'll cut him real good, get him bleeding, drop him down and drift back. Fish him on bottom, because I mean he's been swimming around back there, but I mean I assume he's swimming up near the surface, right? I mean I assume he is. I can see my rod tip when I look at it, like he's still kicking, he's still alive. So I'd like to go fish him on bottom and drift back. And what we may do too, boy, it'd be a hassle if he got nailed as we trolled up through there. But we could troll this spoon behind us as we make our way along. And we might pick off something with it potentially as well. I think that's what we're going to do. I think, well, I say that, and oh gosh, I got something tap me then too. Let me make one or two more casts here. I'm just gonna see if we can hook up with whatever them. I'd like to catch me one more of them things, whatever they are. I don't know if it's gonna happen right here. All right, if we don't get hit right here, it's the last cast for now. We're going to make a run. We will throw the spoon out, although God help us if we hook up to something on our big live bait trolling behind us and we got the spoon out. That would be a tangled mess potentially. Before I throw the spoon out, let me just check this bait again. Just make sure he ain't got because we've come through all these weed patches. I want to make sure he ain't got weeds all over the hook or anything. Let's take a look at him here. Oh, he's still kicking, man. Okay. Let's put him out behind us. Let's go, y'all. Let's take off. We're gonna go this way. Well, let's do a little bit more line. Okay. Let's set him there. Now let's take our spoon. Let's throw it over there. We'll make a short cast with it. We'll stick it in that rod holder. Now let's just go. Let's troll. I don't know. We'll troll a spell. We'll make a long run up here toward these islands. And then once we're tired of kicking, We'll reel that thing in, wound him real good, drop him down, and just drift back. We'll let the current take us back. It's still going to be relatively shallow up in here. I mean, all things considered compared to some of the other places we've been, but I can already tell you as we're coming out this side of this bridge, it ain't nearly as choppy out here. Once we get away from this concrete, I think we're going to be a lot better off. From a safety aspect, anyway. Y'all may not care about that, but by gosh, I do. I'm trying to make it out of here today. I want to catch us some fish, but I want to get out of here too and go eat some bad food tonight. I had some more, but I ain't had but one, and all the times I've been down here, I ain't had but one good meal in the Florida Keys. It was a place called Twisted Shrimp. Now, I'm going to take my girlfriend back when she gets down here next week, but I ate at another place last night, a little Chinese place. It was kind of in one of them little strip mall shopping centers in Isla Mirada. And I thought, yeah, sometimes places like that, like you get back home, sometimes in a little hole in the wall Chinese places, they're either really good or really bad. You don't get a lot of in between. Like it's either great, it's a mom and pop deal, and it's either great food or it's awful. And it just happens, this place was awful. It was pretty terrible. I couldn't choke it down. I ate a few bites of it and I was like, I'm just gonna go hungry tonight. I'm gonna stumble into a good restaurant here though. I just keep trying different stuff. Trying different places. And I don't think I'm that picky on food. Like I think I'm pretty agreeable to most things, but the food here is just exceptionally bad. Every place I've been, except Twisted Shrimp, which that was the best shrimp I've ever eaten in my life. But everything else I've had down here has been terrible. Here's another exception. Key Lime Pie Lady, and that's the name of her brand. Her key lime pie is out of this world. I mean, out of this world. It is amazing. Best key lime pie I've ever eaten. Have we got a fish on here? Or have I got weeds? I think we got a fish. We got a fish. I don't know what he is. Oh, we got one of them old leather jacks. Well, I already got a cooler full of these things. I got to be careful here. Just shake yourself off, fish. Shake yourself off there. I don't want him getting us. These things here, I've talked about this in a couple videos now, but they got spikes on them right there and some more up top with their fins, and if they penetrate you, it stings like a devil. I had one get me last time, and boy, they do some damage, folks. Them things are, it's like a bee sting in your hand when you get a hold of one of them things. So y'all, this raw and uncut video is getting cut, and here's why. The rest of the afternoon there at the 7 Mile Bridge, I didn't do any good. I got away from the bridge to kind of get out of the chop and go chase sharks up by that island and didn't get any sharks. So I don't really want to waste your time just watching me ramble on out there while I'm not catching fish. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a couple other sharks that I caught that were just kind of bonus time sharks, if you will, when I wasn't actively filming a video. So I'm going to throw those in here. And then I had another day where I was in the Florida Everglades and it was raining. The weather was crap. And the first part of the video was okay. I caught a shark, got a nice snook in there. But as the day went on, the rain picked up and my microphone, the wind muff, got sopping wet and the audio just got so garbled it's unintelligible. So I'm going to cut the video off on that day after the snook, and we're just going to do a hodgepodge compilation video here, folks. 7 Mile Bridge, Florida Everglades, and some random sharks. So here come the sharks, and then the Everglades part is next. Y'all, keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes peeled for a shark. Oh, there he is. I see him. It's a little shark right there. Well, little. I just tossed that bait over there, y'all. I just tossed that bait right there. We're about to bust one. Let's see. Let me back off my drag here. Let's turn this clicker on too. Oh, he's right over here by it, man. He's right over here. Can you see him? Let's see if he's going to circle back around to it. He's right there. He knows that bait's there, buddy. I was reeling it in. I was about to get the heck out of here. Let me put some distance between me and this bait and see if he will come up and eat that thing. Like, let me troll this thing around. Let me put some line out. I think maybe he's spooking from the kayak. This would be cool, folks. We're going to get some acrobatic jumps out of this one with him being up here on the surface. If we can get him to eat it. He looks like he's maybe 3 foot or so, 3-4 foot. Pretty sure it's a black tip. Okay. By gosh, he's got it. He's got it, folks. Or he's after it one. Let me get spun around here. Something was after it. Did he let it go? What's going on? I think he's got it and coming at us. He's got it and coming at us, folks. We're about to jerk his jaw right here. Here we go. He's got it. Get ready for some jumps. Here we go, folks. We're hooked up. He got it. I thought if we got some distance between us and him. Oh, he's coming right at us. Oh, right there he is. Right there he is. Oh, buddy. Oh, look at him right there. This is a small one. This is perfect. We're going to get some jumps, man. Come up jumping, buddy. This is awesome. This is going to be a bonus fish, y'all. We're going to throw this on either its own video or end of one of the others or something here. Y'all going, if you stuck around, you're probably going to get a little bonus action here. I was reeling this bait in. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm wore out, man. I've caught sharks today. I'm tired. Sun's going down. Time I get back and get loaded up, you know. I was like, I don't have time to fight another big shark. And I was reeling my bait in and something hit it. And I looked and I saw this and I'm like, well, I wonder if I couldn't just feed it to this thing. So I turned the camera on. My microphone's dead. The audio's probably terrible, but thankfully the wind ain't blowing. And nevertheless, y'all, we got this thing eat here. This one ate a tail section of a jack. He's a lot smaller than what I've been catching today. We'll make quick work of this one, hopefully. This is cool, man. This is the first. Oh, buddy. He may be small, but he's strong. This is the first shark activity I've seen up on the water surface today. Everything, the other sharks I've caught out here today, I've been fishing on bottom. I guess we're getting here closer to sunset. Maybe they're coming up a little bit. I'm gonna back off my drag a little bit because I don't care if he's small or not. He's full of it, man. He's full of himself. Like a damn Baney rooster sticking his chest out when he takes off running like that. Old Baney rooster. Bet you didn't think you'd have a Bainey Rooster reference on a shark video, but here we are. Man, he's strong for his size. He should tire out pretty quick though. That's a little one. We might actually be able to get this one unhooked too. That hook is on the corner of the mouth, so we tire him down a little bit. I think we can probably get him undone. Maybe get our hook back. This is 400-pound mono leaders, no wire. Trying the straight mono leaders this time on this trip down here, and so far it's worked out. Up to this point, I've not lost one yet because of the leader. All right, shark, come up here. See if we can get hold of this thing. He ain't ready yet. He ain't ready yet. Nice. If I had bigger cojones, I'd just put this thing in the kayak and get myself a picture with him. I don't know if I'm that brave. He's a smaller shark, but I'm still not that brave, I don't think. Little black tip right there. Let's see if we can get him here. Why don't y'all reach down there and grab hold of him, would you? Help a boy out here. Y'all supposed to be my fishing partners. All right, Sharky, could come over here. You about whoop now. He says, the hell I am. Okay. Well, I was going to try to grab that leader, but then he took back off. Whichever one of you finally grabs this rod or this leader here is going to get your hand tore up. Let's take him over there to the shore, y'all. Let's see if we can coax him over there to the shore. This one here is small enough we might can walk him like a dog over to the shore. All right, y'all. Finally got one small enough that I could get a picture with here. Best I can anyway. That's awesome. He's still a heck of a battle, even though bigger than he is. Let's release him here. I'm pumped up about that fish, man. I saw him, I cast it to him, I couldn't get him to commit. There he goes. I couldn't get him to commit. And then I threw the bait out, give a little distance between the bait and the kayak, and boom, he was on it in no time. Man, that was awesome. Even more awesome to get my hands on him. I wasn't going to try that out there in open water, but I thought I was so close to getting over here to land, I could just walk him like a dog and keep him, keep him in the water, hopefully keep from stressing him too bad. Awesome experience, awesome day. Easily the smallest shark I've caught down here. Awesome, man. I'm pumped up, y'all. I'm speechless. I'm pumped up. Oh, y'all. Oh, buddy, we got something on right here. Y'all, let me just tighten down on him a little bit. Oh, he's out there. Oh, buddy, here we go. Oh, buddy, I see him right there. I see him. I think that's a black tip. Where's he coming now? Oh, he's coming right at us. Oh, there he is. Y'all, I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on this all daggone morning, man. Oh, buddy, he's coming right at us here. Go the other way, shark, go the other way. Oh, buddy. He's active, buddy. He's all over out here. I've been pulling around this balloon for a little while, y'all. I fished for about 2 hours this morning. Gave up on it. I said, well, I ain't getting no video today. I turned the camera off. I thought I'm gonna spend some time here trying to get us some bait for tomorrow, since the day just wasn't working out. But I said, I'm gonna throw out a balloon behind me as I go along the bridge here, and I'll be damned. This took a long time this morning, but we got us one. Very hit or miss for me out here with these sharks this week. I'm either on them or I ain't. And today I ain't been on them, but we got us one right here. Now he is, boy, he is right up here by us, man. He is right here by the kayak. I hope he stays down. I don't want him coming up flopping right here. Man, these things are so awesome. They get so acrobatic, especially early in the fight. Now he's gonna take us. He's gonna take us where he wants to go now. Oh man, this is awesome, y'all. That's a good size shark right there. Good size for kayak fishing. Not so big that you can't land him, but plenty big enough to give you a dang good fight. Strip some line. Yeah, I had that balloon set I had my bait about 3 foot under it, and I just been working the bridge columns there. Now yesterday I come out and I had a good day. I caught 2 big sharks, and then I finished off my day with another little one. And I thought, I'm gonna come right back out here today and get right back on them. And I fished for 2 hours and didn't have diddly poo going on. And I said, well, heck with the video today, but I had my camera still under the chest just in case. And by gosh, I'm glad I did, because here we go. This one ate a piece of a jack, like a tail piece with the tail cut off. It was the back section of it. And he was down about 3 foot or so under that balloon. And the current's going this way. So the balloon was pushed out farther from the bridge column as I was kind of working along the edge of it, just casting a spoon, trying to find something to throw in the cooler there to try to maybe catch fish tomorrow. I'm about out. I'm down to scraps in the cooler now from my trip to the Everglades there with my friend Chase. We had kept some jacks and kept some ladyfish, and I went through a lot of that yesterday. And out here the first couple hours, I got one rig snagged up, I had to cut off, and then another one got crabbed and chewed up the bait. And so it don't take long to go through some bait. It's a nice fish right here. Nice black tip. Oh, it's awesome. This makes me happy, y'all. This makes me happy right here. I'm gonna try to stand up here if I can and pull him up here. Pull him up here close to us. Look at that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's nice, man. That's nice. He's probably 3 foot or so, probably. He's thick though. It's a thick shark. And that hook is right there on the edge of the mouth. We might be able to get this one out, folks. It's still gonna be a little sketchy, especially when he does that. But the water's calm out here, so we might could try it. I don't know if it'll work out or not. Let me get my spoon rod out the way. We'll see if we can tire him down just a little more and get him up here. If nothing else, we'll be able to cut my leader real close to the hook, but I'd like to try to get that hook out if I can, with this being a situation where we can maybe be able to get him up here beside us and have some flatter water out here. The wind's very light today. I was really hoping to get a normal video today because of it, but just wasn't working out, man. I just threw in the towel. Said if I get one, I get one, but hard for me to sit there and keep talking to a camera and we ain't getting no bites, you know. I wanted to be entertaining for y'all, so I'll just throw this fish on another video. And oh man, that's awesome. Oh man, that's awesome, y'all. I wish I had been seeing, I heard the commotion behind me and then the clicker started ripping. I wish I could have seen the whole thing before a lot of it had already happened before I got turned around, got the camera on and everything. Let me try to pull back up here on him. All right, we got him over here. Let's see if we can. Y'all reach down there and grab that leader for me, would you? Y'all get down there and get your hands near this thing's mouth. Get that hook out. He ain't done yet, that's the problem. Every time you think one of these things are done, they'll take right back off on you. Let's see if we can get this thing out though. There he is, oh man. Yeah, he's probably 3 foot, solid 3 foot. No, don't you do it. Don't you do it now. Boy, there he goes. These things are they're never done. They are never done. You think they are, and then they ain't. Definitely be easier if we could get him up on solid ground, but that ain't gonna happen out here. Ain't nowhere to. Could get him over there, maybe to the beach, but that'd take a while, as far away as we are. We'll get him up here close again, and if I can't get a hold of that hook with the pliers, we'll just cut it right there close to the bottom of the leader. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do, shark. Come on now. No, he's got my leader in his mouth now. Oh, come on now. Yes, you need to turn the other way, shark. My leader's in his mouth. It's literally. There you go, turn that way. Oh. Okay, there we go. How are we gonna do this there? Okay, y'all, watch that mouth now. I can't get that damn thing off. I can't get that thing out. Now, dadgummit. I don't want to hold him out there. I don't want to keep stressing him. Let me just cut it like that. Dadgummit. I wanted to get that thing out. We had an opportunity on that. I couldn't get it to let free. Hey, that's awesome though, nonetheless, y'all. That's awesome nonetheless. Finally, y'all, we got water all over the daggone screen. Again, man, I've been out here. I fished 2 hours, drifting. The current switch now is coming out. It was going that way initially, so I made a long run down here, drifted all the way back to the bridge, under the bridge, out the other side. Dead sea, man, nothing going on. We went through the tide change, slack water. I finally just give up, and I said, well, I'm gonna work on getting some bait. So I've been sitting there throwing the spoon around the bridge, and I was like, well, I'm gonna put on that piece of the jack right there under a balloon here, float it down behind me as I'm going along, and finally, miracles never cease, y'all. I finally busted one, so I'll fist pump that, man. That's awesome. That's a perfect size shark, buddy. Perfect size for the kayak. So I'm gonna tie me on another leader. Hell, I'm gonna try to do that again, y'all, but I guess I'll probably throw this on. This will be a bonus fish in some video here, but hell, I might get me another one because I'm gonna go right back up there and I'm gonna try it again. This is awesome. Fishing's fun anyway, but it's more fun when you own them, by gosh. Hey, y'all, I am back in the Florida Everglades, and me and you, we going shark fishing. But boy, we gonna get wet today. I'm already soaking wet, so you best grab your rain suit. Get your slicker, get your galoshes, bring it all, because it's gonna be a wet day, folks. We got some rain on us right now. And me and you, we got to catch our sharks quick, have our fun early, because they call them for some storms possibly around lunchtime today. So we're getting out here early and getting after it, y'all, and we're going to get started right now. I've already got us a bait cut up and got us on here. This is well, it's a whole jack is what it is. I caught this yesterday. I got some slits in him here, and I'll show you my gear. Let me get you all on the chest here. I'll show you the rig right quick, and we're going to go ahead and throw him out and get to it, buddy. We got fish to catch today. No time to waste, y'all. So this jack here, I've got him on a 11-aught circle hook. This is just a straight mono leader. That's 400-pound mono, no wire. This is an experiment been running this time down here in Florida. About 3 foot or so up my leader, I've got a balloon tied on. It's a little party balloon, kind of keep it just off the bottom a little bit. And then I've got that up to main line, a 50-pound mono. Don't need super heavy line, being we're in a kayak and go chase these fish down. We just need that heavier leader mostly. But the reel here's a Daiwa Seagate SGT 50 size, and my rod is a Catfish Sumo Elite 150 model rod here. This thing can deadlift 150 pounds. It's perfect for shark fishing. So we're going to toss this bait out here to the side. I'm going to start letting out some line and get it a little distance. And then what me and you going to do, while we shark fish, we're going to try to get us some bait. That jack there was caught yesterday. I've got 2 more in my cooler besides him. That'll get us started. But we're going to have to catch us some bait out here today. So I've got some artificial lures we're going to throw as we shark fish. And y'all may need to clean off that screen from time to time. Like I said, it's kind of misting right now, but we're supposed to have some heavier rains here today, folks. If I was back home, I'd have took today off. But since this is my last day in Florida, at least I think it is, I may end up sticking around one more day, depending on what the wind does tomorrow after I drop my girlfriend off the airport. Well, I got to make the most of it out here, though. If this is my last day, I want to make sure we're going out with a bang, buddy. So we got that bait out there. I'm going to back off our drag just a little bit here. And we're going to stick it in the rod holder while we make our way along. And we're going to cast here at random. I'll show you here in a minute where we're at. But you can see where that balloon is back there, hopefully. It's probably maybe 50 yards behind us. So hopefully suitable distance for us to have some space between us and the shark when it hits and really takes off. But, boy, y'all, let me clean this screen off for you and see here. You know what y'all going to have to get? You need you one of them squeegee things, you know, that the homeless people have out there in the middle of the road. They come up while you at a red light and want to clean your windshield for $1. You need one of those with you today to clean that dang screen off, because we're going to be going into the wind and by proxy, I guess, into the rain as well as we go up through here. So we're in a big bay here in the Florida Everglades. I put in at a place you can't see over there because of how dreary it is, but there's a pink building over there. And this is called Flamingo. It's at the kind of the very back of the Florida Everglades National Park. And you come across, I come out this where these posts are right here. I don't know if you can see them or not. There's a canal that leads from over there out through here, and it kind of puts you into a little bit deeper bay. And when I say deeper, it's a few feet deep. I don't have a graph on this kayak to know exact depth, but the Navionics app says it's like 5 or 6 feet here, which I assume is the high tide depth. That canal, probably about the same, but off to the sides of that canal, you're talking inches deep. So this is kind of the deepest water in this area. And yesterday, we did really good on the sharks here. That should have been my last video for regular viewers. I don't know how many sharks I got, but I mean, it felt like we were on sharks pretty consistently. After getting a bait set out, there really wasn't a lot of downtime between sharks. Once I got us over here, now initially I come out them posts right there, that canal, and I started working us up, trying to work kind of the edge of the shallowest water over there. And once I got over here into the deeper cut of this, if you will, that's when we started getting bit. So that's where I want to start at today. And we're going to figure out a little something here, folks. Since I'm fishing a different time period today, was the reason we were getting bit yesterday, was it location? Is there just a lot of sharks here in this area, good population of them? Or was it having to do with the tide and the timing that we were out here? So yesterday I planned the trip so that we could fish kind of the last couple hours of the low tide as the water was falling, and then get the first hour or two of the rising tide. Well, today, with the weather forecast as it is, with some storms moving in around lunchtime, I'm out here early today. Well, I say early, it's about 8:30 now when we're getting started. I had to get up, it's a 2-hour drive from where I'm staying, so I had to get up early to get out here, folks. But anyway, we're starting, the high tide was 4 something this morning, and the next low tide is at 1 something today. So we're gonna have some falling water for, well, it should be pretty much our whole trip out here, to be honest with you, since we'll probably be out of here before the next low tide, before the current would switch. So we're just gonna mainly pedal this direction. The current and the wind are both coming this direction right now. The wind is much lighter today than yesterday, so that's certainly helpful. At least it is right now. The wind finder says it's comparable wind speeds to yesterday, but those of you that watched that last video, you can see it's much less choppy today. Now the wind is a slightly different direction. Yesterday it was coming this direction, but more from this angle. Today it's hitting more from this angle, but still mainly the same direction. So my plan is we're going unedited, y'all. We get stuck out here in a monsoon, we're doing it together. We get caught out in a storm, me and you are both human lightning rods. We're doing it all unedited, raw and uncut today. So again, pack your slicker, pack your galoshes. I'm gonna wipe this screen off one more time here. And now y'all gonna have to get your own damn squeegee, but I'm gonna put y'all here in the chest. And I don't know how the hell we're gonna do this to keep that screen clean today, but it is what it is. But we got our shark bait going off beside us over here. And I'm gonna start casting this. We're gonna start out with the spoon. I've got a swim bait back here too. But we're just gonna make some casts here. I can't remember. In my mind, I've told you all this a million times. Hell, I can't remember if I've mentioned it on this video or not. So y'all may be getting a rerun just a few minutes in. But this is a sumo spoon. I've been throwing this down here in Florida a lot, and it's worked really well. It got us several jacks there yesterday, which we're gonna need to catch some more of since I ain't got but 2 left in the cooler, in addition to the one on the hook right there. But it's a curved piece of metal with the hook, about as simple a lure as it gets, but it spins when it's going through the water when you're retrieving it, and that causes vibration, causes a little flash, draws fish in. Got it on a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader, which mine's a little scuffed up right there. Looks like we need to replace that. Hopefully we'll get through the day. That goes up to a ball bearing swivel, which is very important, folks. I can't stress that swivel enough. Because of the way this spoon, way it spins, it will twist up your line something terrible if you don't have a good swivel. And then right above that, we got a little worm weight to give it some casting distance. The other lure I have behind me there is just a small paddle tail swim bait, and we will rotate the swim bait and the spoon out today. I caught fish on both of those yesterday, but seemed like more fish came on the spoon, and I've certainly got a lot of confidence in the spoon from just previous trips down here and in Florida in general. Yesterday was my first time ever fishing here in a kayak. My friend Chase Masters, he's a guide down here. I met back in November when I come down the last time. He had took me out on his boat, and we had went from Isla Mirada, which is over that way in the fog and dreariness you can't see, about 45 minutes. And we had run over here and caught a bunch of fish. And I said, well, I want to come over here in a kayak. So I made the drive yesterday, and it's 2 hours from where I'm staying, most of which is inside the damn park itself. It takes forever once you enter the park to get back here to the Flamingo area, because it's literally 40 miles you drive to get back here once you enter the park. It's a long ways, folks. But yesterday was totally worth the drive. I had a blast. We hooked so many daggone sharks, and the fact that it was coming so quickly without having to have a lot of downtime between bites made it even better. I still don't know. I know we got some black tips, which I love. I love those. They are so much fun. I think we might have got some lemon sharks too. Whatever we got wasn't a very strong fight. The black tips are incredibly strong fighters, but the other type of shark species was not. I don't know what those were. What the hell is this guy doing? Is this the cops? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I seen about lunchtime. Looks like it's supposed to. Yeah, that's my balloon. Trying to catch some sharks out here.
Chance of sharks. When you come out of the marina, you go left on that waterway to Christian Point.
Oh, really?
We fish there back there all the time, so our RV park is.
Oh, okay.
I'll get on your way.
Oh, that's fine. That's good to know. I appreciate the info, man.
Yeah, man, be careful out here.
All right, thank you.
Love the balloons actually.
Cheap and easy float. All right, well, that guy was nice. He gave us a little info there. Let's make us some casts and see if we can get us some jacks. What I want to do is get us a live jack. I want to get us a ladyfish and put on and replace the whole dead bait that we got on. Hell, that guy's going back the other way. He's literally going back in the canal. Did he just come out here to check on me? He's going back out the same canal. I mean, that's super nice of him, I guess, just to come out here and check on me. That probably just speaks to my stupidity for coming out here when the damn forecast has got some storms around lunchtime. Here's the scenario, folks, that's going to be a little bit sketchy for us with the timing of all this. And we should be mindful of, I should be mindful of this. So yesterday, when I finished up, and it was about 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon, I guess. At that point, the water had started to come back up. The tide had changed, and the water was rising. And I was able to take a shortcut. We were on up the bay here. I just cut straight across and went back to the marina that way. Today, when we finish up, the area I cut across, because of the timing of the low tide, that area is going to be dry ground. So I'm going to be forced to come down into this canal here to go back. And depending on where we're at that time, that could really add to my commute. Because, I mean, in a kayak, I can't go nowhere fast, folks. Like, I'm limited. I mean, I can sprint. I'm in pretty good shape. I can sprint a little while, which will get me up over 4 miles an hour in this thing. But that's still, when you're trying to outrun a storm, 4 miles an hour ain't very quick when something's beating down on you. So y'all keep your eyes and ears open. You see lightning, you hear thunder, we're gonna bolt, man. That guy, he's going all the way back down that canal to the marina there, folks. I see him in the distance. He come all the way out here just to check on us. I don't know how the hell he even knew we was out here. They got an eye in the sky. You know what? I bet there's a camera on that pole over there. I bet you he works over there at the marina or something. They got a little marina back there. I bet you anything, there's an eye in the sky right there on that pole. And a camera, and I bet he saw me on camera and said, I'm gonna go out there and check on that idiot. I bet you that's what happened, because sure enough, there ain't no damn reason for him to come all the way out here and then just turn around and go back. He did give us some helpful info on the sharks, though. I wondered yesterday, because when I got back, the water had come up quite a bit, and sure enough, if you come out of that marina and take a left, it does look like it made a nice little canal down through there, which, for me, I don't have the graph on this kayak, and so I'm kind of, on one hand, I love keeping this kayak simple and not having to fool with batteries and all that crap. It keeps the weight down, it keeps the hassle down. And plus, I just love being able to find fish without the use of motors and electronics. I take satisfaction in that. And while that's good for my own personal ego, if you will, I have people all the time tell me, oh, here we go, let's get this spoon in. Get it out the way. We're hooked up, folks. Where'd he go? Okay, he's running. Let me tighten down. Let's tighten the screws on him here. Well, we already hooked up, buddy. Oh, I seen him out there. The guy's telling us to go over yonder for sharks. We got them right out here, buddy. Oh, eye in the sky. Oh, that shark, is that the same one? He was jumping over there, my line's going this way. Has he got us wrapped around something, possibly? Well, boy, look at that, folks. Did you see that up our line? That's our bait. That's bad news. I don't like that. I don't want something coming up and snatching that bait right there that close to us as it slid up our line. I'm happy that we might get it back, because we're short on bait right now until we catch something else. But I am not. Y'all got to keep that bait out the water, man. I want one of you. We get this thing reeled up here somehow, reach up there and snatch that thing off our line, y'all. It's coming toward us right now. It ain't sliding down, thankfully. I had that happen on my trip in November. I had a bait slide up my line. It kept dangling right there in front of the kayak. I never could get it. I was worried to death something was going to come up and snatch it. I don't know what this is, but he's strong. Now he's going to run a little bit. Now he's going to take some line. I'll tell you what we ain't going to do today, too, folks. We ain't fooling trying to get these hooks out the shark. I reviewed how close my hand was to getting bit yesterday and how close one shark come to my foot trying to get the damn hooks out today. We're going to snip that line real close to the hook, but we're going to cut our leader. I ain't risking it again, folks. It's just too dangerous out in open water in a kayak. Especially a kayak with sidewalls as low to the water as mine. I don't like that bait right there. I don't like that. That is, I don't like that, folks. If something comes up and snatches that right there, we are in big trouble. He's gonna run now. Gosh mighty, that thing is right there in front of us. That is nerve-wracking. On a positive note, though, we might actually get that bait back. Here, let's finish getting this spoon up out of the way, folks. I was trying to get it out the way. There we go. I think this, whatever this is, it ain't one of them yesterday that we had that was the weaker fighting species. Thus far, of the shark species I've caught, not this trip, but just overall, my shark experience very limited. But I've got black tips, bull sharks, hammerhead, nurse sharks, spinner sharks, and whatever them were yesterday that I think was probably a lemon, because I was told there's a bunch of lemon sharks in here. The nurse sharks are the weakest fighting that I've caught. And whatever that one we got yesterday was, the second weakest. It's like that, yesterday they had a good start to the fight, and then they tired out and give up, kinda. This one right here ain't giving up, buddy. He just took off again. I'm just letting him tow us around here, folks. We getting us a sleigh ride today. This is awesome, man. We're a few minutes in here and already busting. That's a good sign. Get out here in this bay. They must just be a good population of them out here. That's what I was hoping for. But I did want to try to figure out, like I thought yesterday with the low tide and us fishing around it would force the fish kind of back out here into the deeper water because of the flats that they would be up roaming around on would be dry. You know, they'd be forced out here. When the water's up, they can get up on there and look around and hunt stuff. Oh, he's running again. He's running again. This must be a blacktip. I still ain't got a good look at him. It took so long to get that damn spoon in. We missed a lot of the thrashing around. I wish y'all would bring some bait with you one time when we go fishing together to save me the hassle of it. Because I'd love to just sit here and watch these damn balloons go down today. You know what we might do? We might do that. The wind is so light right now, I could pedal backwards against the wind today. We might do that. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. There he goes. Boy, when he bolts, man, he is strong. His fish has got some power in him when he bolts. We may do that. We may burn through our bait first, pedal backwards, watch them balloons go down, and then try to get us some more bait after that. Because then I could troll for bait if we didn't have a shark rod out and throw out both rods, and hopefully that would get us bait a little quicker. That may be what we do. Oh man. Well, I see our balloon right there. We're apparently, or what's left of it. We're right there by our swivel, which means we're within 8 feet of the shark. I want to get him up here and see what he is. You know what? The water's kind of calm right now. Let me stand up here a minute. Let me just pull up on him here and see what we got. Let's try that again. Shark, you come up here now. I want to look at you. These people want to see you. We're out here in a sopping rain to get a look at you. No, buddy. I don't know how smart it is to be standing up in a kayak fighting a shark out here in an open bay, but by God, we're doing it. We're living a little, folks, on vacation here. We're living a little. Let's get him up here. I can't see him. Yeah, that's a pretty nice one right there, man. I think that's a black tip. My favorite shark to fish for. Hammerhead's my favorite because they look cool, but this is my favorite species to fish for because they are so strong. Oh man, these things are so powerful. We're gonna tire him out a little more. And then once we get him up, I'm gonna quickly snip that leader down by the hook, folks. I went back and looked last night how close my hand was And at one point, how close my foot was, and it is, that one shark thrashed the one I lost my pliers on, and man, it was close to getting my hand. There he is. Oh, buddy, that's nice. That's nice. He's probably 4 footish. Nice. I think these are just the perfect size for kayak fishing. You get them big 10+ footers, you can't do nothing with them in the kayak. You can't get leverage. This is still small enough. It's big, but small enough you can get enough leverage to be able to lift him, get him up. Look at that. Oh, buddy. All right, I'm gonna sit back down now. Let's just, let's get our spoon rod over here on this rod holder. Get my, I stopped and got me some new cutters last night, y'all. After I threw the other ones over, well, got them knocked out of my hand yesterday, overboard. I got some more here, but we're still gonna have to tire him down a little bit more. He ain't ready. Man, these the black tips just don't quit. That's why they're so awesome, man. They just don't quit. There's no giving up in these things. I hope we get some more of these today. That would tickle me fancy, folks. Yeah. Whew. Y'all want to take over a minute? My arm's tired. I'm about whooped right here. This fish ought to be about whooped too. There he goes back down again. That still concerns me so much with that bait right there. It's flown up our line right there above our swivel, and it's just dangling right there. No, okay, come up here, fish. All right, I want one of you to grab that leader right there and cut this thing when I get it up here, okay? He's right there. He's right there. Oh, buddy. Nice. Oh, buddy. He lunged up, didn't he? Did you see that, him lunging up like that? He gone now is what he is. Whoa, buddy. Hey, we got our bait back. We got us a hell of a good time. First thing, y'all, the screen's nasty as all get out. I don't know how much y'all even seen of that. Let me clean that off here for you. A video production today, folks. It ain't gonna be an A+ video performance. We ain't winning no Academy Award today. But I'll tell you this, we off to a good start. No skunk today, and not only are we not getting skunked, but we got the exact type of shark I wanted to get here, man. Oh, buddy, this is awesome. This is freaking awesome, man. And we got our bait back. Oh, man. All right, let me stick this in my crate. Yeah, here's what we're gonna do, folks. I don't wanna waste a lot of time trying to catch bait because, you know, I don't know if we're gonna get a lot of time out here today with the weather like it is, right? Like, I don't know that we are. And so I wanna make the most of our time. I'm gonna tie us another leader on. We're gonna put this bait back on. Here, because here's what we can do. We can use this bait here. We can use the other two in our cooler, and then we run out of that, then I'll throw out both rods and we'll troll until we catch something else and then stick it on. And because it'll be so much easier to catch bait trolling if we can use 2 rods and, you know, keep everything, work efficiently by keeping everything in the water the whole time. Versus, you know, when you cast, you're limited to 1 rod. And then you've got all that downtime when you take the bait out of the water, it's flying through the air on the next cast. Like, it's just, that bait is tore up, man. Goodness. Try going more. There we go. That's better. All right, we've drifted way down here, more so than I wanted to. Let's put our spoon up. Let's get it out of the way behind us. Here's what we're gonna do next. We're gonna throw this bait out, and I did this yesterday. The very end of the trip yesterday, I needed to get the hell out of the water, you know, get back. So I just threw a bait out behind us, and I was trolling it. No balloon, just pulling it behind us. We're gonna do that. We're gonna throw this thing out behind us here, let out some line, and I'm just gonna troll into the current, into the wind here, normal speed, and see if something won't smoke this bait on the way up through here. Are them poles, the channels, right? I want to stay around this area right here if we can, y'all, just for safety purposes, in case I need to make a run. And if I do got to make a run, even sprinting, it's probably going to take me about 20 minutes to get back to the marina. So we really got to be mindful today of the weather. But let's do this right now. Let's troll back up here and get up here. And then once we get up here, let me back off the drag again. There we go. Once we get back up here to these poles, then we'll slow down. We'll reel the bait back in, put it under a balloon, and I'll start pedaling backwards. That way we can watch the balloon in front of us and hopefully get some nice takedowns, get some nice surface thrashing activity. Because sometimes in black tips, man, when they hit that bait, oftentimes they'll come up in the air, spinning and crashing down. Like, it's awesome. I would like to see some of that today. And that's tough to do when your bait's behind you and, you know, I got to reel in my spoon or swim bait or whatever before I can fight the sharks so we don't get everything all tangled up. So that's what we'll do, folks. We'll go through the bait we have before we work on getting anything else. Just because, you know, again, I don't know how much time we're going to get out here today. It looks like it's pouring down right there. I mean, I can literally see, you look over here this direction, it's lighter. You look right up there, it looks like it's pouring down, like we're about to get just drenched. The rain's definitely picking up. I hope my microphone survives this. I think the camera should be good, but I'm gonna put the hood over my head here if I can. You may hear some rustling around on the microphone. I'm gonna get the hood over my head here. Oh, well, hell, it ain't gonna stay on my head because of the wind. I'm just gonna get soaked today. That's all, that's no ifs, ands, buts about it. I'm gonna get drenched out here. Like I said, if this wasn't vacation, my last day of vacation, I'd just call it quits, man. I'd just stay at the house if it was a normal day for me. But with this being pretty much it, unless I stay tomorrow, which I gotta have my girlfriend to the airport no later than 7:30 in the morning. Her flight rolls out at 9. And if the wind isn't too bad tomorrow, I may stick around. It would be 2 hours in the wrong direction for me to drop her off at the airport and drive back down here. So basically tomorrow, what would happen? I would drive 2 hours to the airport, drop her off, drive 2 hours back down here, fish, and then have 14 hours to home. That's a long day, folks. I don't know if that's going to work out. But I mean, I could spend the night somewhere. I don't necessarily have to drive it all the way home tomorrow. I drove it all the way down. I'm gonna take that damn hood off, man. I'm just gonna roll with it. I can't keep that thing over my head with the wind blowing. So I don't know what's gonna happen, folks, but we're making the most of it, buddy. That's all we can do. We're just gonna have to ride this out here, because like I said, I'm at a full speed sprint. It's about 20 minutes from them poles back to the marina for me. And you can see, well, I don't know if you can see or not, with the rain probably all over the camera lens. It's just gonna suck today, man. That's fishing, man. This is, when I bring you on these trips raw and uncut, man, it's real. Like, this is what you get. It's just like we're out here sucking it up together. So the video footage may not be on par for a normal day that's sunny and 75, but you know what? Fishing and just life in general ain't always sunny and 75. I wish it was. I like sunny and 75. Sunny and 75 is comfortable. Sunny and 75 gets good video footage and makes for good thumbnails and just makes for an overall more comfortable day. But you only get so many of those in life, folks. The rest of the time, you just gotta suck it up and deal with whatever comes your way, whether it's Mother Nature when you're fishing, or one of life's many obstacles as you go about your day-to-day activities. You just gotta suck it up, deal with it, and go with the flow. Even though right now we're going against the flow technically. But you know what I mean. But yeah, anyway, y'all, yesterday, I'm on my way back, and I said, I'm gonna throw out, I wasn't gonna tie on another balloon. I said, I'm just gonna throw that bait out and just troll. And buddy, it got smoked. We didn't end up landing that fish. I fought it a little while, fought it a few minutes, and it just let go, and we reeled it up, and all I had left was the head of the bait. I guess it had, best I can figure, maybe it didn't have the hook. I don't know, maybe it just had the bait, and the bait finally, of course it was fighting so hard, hell, I don't know how it wouldn't have tore the bait off initially. I don't know what the hell happened. Bottom line is, we lost the shark, and when I reeled it up, all we had left was the head of the bait on there. And I was using a whole jack. Y'all, I am soaked through to my drawers already. I don't have rain pants. I had a rain jacket with me. I didn't have any rain pants. Thankfully, it's not cold. It's around 70, I guess, today. High 60s. But you know, I'm out here hoofing it and pedaling, so that'll help keep my core temperature up anyway, because I gotta do some exercise while me and you out here fishing together. I do think next time I come back to Florida, I'll probably bring a power pole. That way we can anchor down in some of these areas. I wouldn't want to use it out in the ocean, but here in the Everglades, where you don't have hardly any boat traffic, especially them giant boats that's putting off huge waves, I would totally be interested in having the power pole. Probably try that next time. This kayak I'm in, the Hobie Lynx, it has an area in the back that you can mount the power pole base. So it's already set up for it. It'd be an easy install. It would be an extra piece of equipment for me to carry. Add a little weight to the kayak. I'd have to have a battery, of course. So from that aspect, it would take away from some of the simplicity. It would add a little time to setting up and breaking down the kayak at the end of the day. But it would allow us, assuming this is actually the depth that Navionics says it is, we could anchor down out here or in one of these other canals back here in the Everglades and just be able to sit there anchored, let our bait drift out in front of us, and then when a shark hits, I'd hit the button, raise the pole up, so we wouldn't be fooling with that while we're fighting the shark. Because that's like today, you know, I have an anchor. I don't have it with me out here, but I mean, it's in my truck. Like, I have an anchor with us, and I had thought about trying to use the anchor out in the ocean, not in the deeper stuff, but like getting up on a flat, anchoring us down and letting the bait drift off over the drop kind of thing. I had considered that. But what I don't want to do is be anchored down with a rope and a physical anchor and have a shark hit our bait and come toward us and get all wrapped up in my anchor rope. That's just, you know, it's a disaster waiting to happen. And I've had several people comment about, like, when you're fighting a big shark, and of course you can't get leverage in a kayak, it's just towing you wherever the hell it wants to because it can. People have mentioned like throwing out a drift sock to create some extra resistance for that shark to pull against, right? And that certainly sounds good in theory. Yes, it would create extra resistance to help tire the shark. But what happens when that shark turns and he comes back at you, and now he's in your drift sock line, and you're, you know, trying to untangle that while you're fighting something that weighs more than you? Like, what do you do in that situation? Now you've got a real mess. So that's why I've held off on that and the notion of it. But in theory, it would certainly work, but I just don't want to take the risk. I want to keep everything as simple as I possibly can when shark fishing. That's why I don't put out 2 rods. Like, it would be great when I'm down there out in the ocean, I'm fishing along the bridges and stuff, them deeper cuts. It would be awesome to have a bait under a balloon to fish the top of the water column, and it would be great to have another bait on bottom fishing the bottom of the water column at the same time. That would be awesome. But again, when I don't care which rod gets hit, what then? You got to hurry and get your other bait in as quick as you can, because you're going to have 2 lines all tangled all to hell. And it takes a little time to do that, to get your other rod reeled in, as we seen a minute ago with me fumbling with the spoon trying to get it put up before we could turn around and fight the shark that was on the other hook. So I just don't want to do it. You know, I want to keep it simple. And here's the thing about coming down here to the Everglades. Because everything here is so shallow, I can, you know, we can put a bait. We're trolling this thing behind us right now, and I assume it's probably down a foot or so under the water surface right now. We can put it under a balloon when we're drifting, but because we're so shallow, it don't matter if you got it on bottom or you got it under a balloon a foot or 2 under the surface. It don't matter. Any fish in this area can find it. It just don't matter because you're so shallow. It's not like if you're fishing a channel that's 20 feet deep and you got your bait 2 foot under the surface. Well, a shark that's on bottom may not come up and get it, may not know it's there. Or if a shark is up on top, actively hunting in the higher part of the water column, and you're fishing on bottom, well, hell, you're 20 feet under him. He may not know. But out here, it just don't matter. Okay, here comes another boat out. I'm hoping they're not coming to check on me. The fact that a boat is leaving out gives me some encouragement that I'm not the only idiot. Y'all probably can't see him anyway. I bet there's water all over this lens. It's raining right now, so I'm not going to fool with the lens right now, folks, because it's not going to get any better. As soon as I wipe it off, it's going to be covered again. I'm hoping the microphone's still working, because it's getting drenched too. This whole video is just gonna suck, folks, but we're gonna get us some sharks today before these storms hit. It's gonna happen, man. I can feel it down to my bones. We already got us one. We're gonna get some more. I'm just gonna troll maybe just a little bit up here past these poles. And then we'll put a balloon on and start trolling backwards. That way we can watch it go under. But I do want to get back up here. We're going to fish this area right here in front of these poles today, man. I just want to, I want to be able to make a run. And I don't feel good about having to run 20 minutes if the storm really blows up quick, but what can you do? Of course we could, I mean, it would be a gamble. We could fish our way back toward the marina in that tiny canal and then work that channel that the other guy had told us about right there in front of the marina. It would put us closer. I just don't know how we would do in this little channel here. If there'd be anything in there, if it'd be a waste of time. You know, the thing is, like, we know, based on yesterday and the fact we've already got bit today, like, we know there's sharks out here. We would be leaving fish to go find fish, although it would be the safer, probably the safer move to do would be work back toward where safety is. Yeah, there really ain't a good solution, man. If we did that and got bit, it'd be great, but if we don't, then we've wasted our last day. And every time I try to chase somebody else's bite like that, I don't know who he was. I don't know if he worked. I don't know what, I don't even know. I still don't understand why that guy come out here. Just to come out here and ask me if I'm okay. Like, he made a long way out. He had to have seen me on a camera or something. But, you know, him telling us that there's sharks in that other channel. Anytime I chase somebody else's bite, it never works out for me. Like, it's always, you should have been here yesterday type thing. And it's like, I'd come out here yesterday thinking I would go try to fish that snake bite channel, is what it's called, where me and Chase had fished. But it ended up being, it's like 2 miles that way. So it's a long run, and I just never made it there. But then we started getting sharks out here. And it was like, well, this is great. Well, hell, I don't need to go all the way back in there, you know? We can just get them right here. And then, of course, coming back today, I wanted to start where we had success yesterday and see if it was just a fluke. Was it, you know, did it have anything to do with the tide? Can I just come out here anytime and possibly get on these fish? We'll learn with time and experience, but how bad is this water on the screen, folks? Oh my gosh, it's awful. Y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. It is what it is. Oh my gosh. What a nasty day. I blame my girlfriend. The weather's been perfect, minus the wind, until she got here. At least I haven't had to deal with rain. She rolls into town. Next day, it's raining. Thankfully, her and I last night, we got everything done that we really wanted to do. She was only going to be here for 2 days because of her work schedule. She couldn't get off for a whole week. So she flew in Wednesday, and I picked her up at the airport, and so we had Wednesday night, and then she had yesterday, Thursday, today, Friday, and then I've got to take her to the airport tomorrow. And so we only had 2 days. And one thing that we for sure wanted to do this time that we didn't do last time, we never got around to it, was ride the bicycles. This place we're staying, it's a resort area, and they've got stuff you can use like kayaks, paddle boards, and stuff like that, which I obviously don't need that having my own kayak. But they've also got bicycles. And where we're staying, let me wipe that off there if I can. Where we're staying, there's like a, I don't know if it's actually a bicycle lane. You see people walking and riding bikes on it. I guess it's a bicycle lane. But we've talked about riding them damn bicycles at the resort down the road there. Well, we wanted to do that one day, and then we wanted to play putt-putt one day, because me and her are very competitive against each other. Because she knew I was going to be fishing during the day, and we'd have our evenings here. Like, she understands this is yes, it's a vacation. It's also a business trip here for this YouTube crap. So she understands. She's very supportive of it. But anyway, I got back yesterday, and I'd hoped to make it back to watch the sunset. And I did, except for the fact there was no sunset because it was super cloudy from this weather system that's moving in. There was a bunch of clouds ahead of it. So we didn't actually get to see the sunset, which is unfortunate because we both like it, and we sit out there on the dock at this place we stay, and we watch the sun drop down over the water and the trees, and I whisper all kinds of sweet nothings in her ear, and she loves it. Women love that kind of stuff, guys. So we didn't get to do that yesterday because it was, all dreary and stuff. So instead, because we had some daylight left when I got back, we rode the bikes. And we went up the road a ways, and it was great. Very enjoyable. And then I was like, well, listen, the weather looks like crap today, or, for today. I said, if it's raining all day and it's supposed to storm in the evening here, afternoon, we may not go get to play putt-putt today. We better just go ahead and go last night. Now I said, the place we play putt-putt at is a place called Porky's, and it's down in Marathon. And I said, I really need to run down Marathon anyway, because I had lost my cutters overboard yesterday trying to unhook a shark. And I said, I need to get me another pair of cutters anyway, which the only place I know to get them, there's a Home Depot in Marathon. Marathon is a bigger, I don't know if it's a bigger island or not than some of the others, but it's a bigger town on these islands. And they've got more restaurants and stuff to do, and there's a Home Depot there. And so I wanted to go down there and get another pair of cutters, and so we went on down and we ate at Porky's, which when I think Porky's, I always think of the 80s movie, Porky's, which is one of the greatest movies of all time. So underrated, so funny. I love that movie. But anyway, this Porky's place down here, it's nothing like the movie. It's just like a little barbecue place. They got a bar and a restaurant and live music, which every time this is the third time that we had been there since we've been coming to Florida, and the music's been terrible every time. I don't know why they can't find somebody that can sing or play a guitar, but the food's decent and it's reasonably priced. So we went in there and ate some barbecue, and then the putt-putt place is connected to the restaurant. And so we went over there and played putt-putt. And I dominated, by the way. No mercy. I know she's only down here for 2 days and flew all the way down here to come see me and hang out with me, but yes, I dominated her ass anyway. No mercy. Cobra Kai style. But it's one of the nicer putt-putt places I've played at. It's not like a Dollywood, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville type crap. I mean, the putting greens are nice, the course layout's nice, and of course, you've got the tropical theme, because, you're literally on an island. Palm trees and exotic plants and stuff like that. Like, it's a pretty awesome place. And it's like $32 and change to play putt-putt, for 2 people to play putt-putt. So It's pricey, but I don't know that it's really any more so than Pigeon Forge or Sevierville. So yeah, we had a little night out, folks. We went and rode bicycles when I got back. We went down to Marathon, ate a barbecue dinner, and played some putt-putt. So yesterday was a hell of a day. Caught a bunch of sharks, had an amazing time, and then went back and had a nice evening with the lady. Hopefully, today, we will catch plenty of sharks. And I don't know what me and her will do today, this evening, with the weather how it is, but we will do something. I know what we're going to eat at tonight. We're going to go back to Twisted Shrimp, which is the best restaurant we have found down here. Their shrimp, I'm not a big seafood eater, which is probably why I think the food sucks down here in the Keys, because everybody comes down here to the beach, they want to eat seafood, right? Not me. I want a burger or a steak. I can't find a good one anywhere. But there's a place called Twisted Shrimp, and their shrimp is amazing. It's the best shrimp I've ever had. So we had already decided that our last night here together we would go and eat Twisted Shrimp again. So we're definitely doing that. What else we do, I don't know. Alright folks, let me try to clean the screen off here. So the poles, there's two people fishing over there by them poles. But we're right up here in this area again. I think I'm going to turn this around and put a balloon on again. And hopefully the rain will be blowing into my back and not into the camera lens. And it'll allow us to watch the balloon. Because I want to see that balloon go under, man. I want to watch it go down. Let's reel this thing in and put the balloon on, folks. Man, y'all, when I leaned up just then, a bunch of water ran down my pants, like down my butt crack. I mean, I was already wet, but on the front of me, not the back of me. Now my butt crack. Put our balloon on. This is a party balloon. I'm just going to overhead knot it. There goes the boat. He's running on down. Alright. Let's give that a little toss out there. Let's put this thing in reverse and let's let out some line. Y'all, I am soaked to the bone. I can feel water even running down like my arms and stuff. I guess it's got in my sleeves, down my neck or something. Hell, I don't know. What's that bird doing? Is that bird going to get it? You better leave our bait alone, bird. Bird's a word, Pee Wee Herman. All right, could y'all see the balloon right there? Let's I swear, if that bird, he's hovering around there, if he gets our jack, he's going to be in big trouble. Let's put the balloon right there. I mean, the rod right there. I'm just going to take my finger and try to wipe that dang screen off, man. That's because it's... Let me see if I can put my hood up now. Even though inside the hood is wet. But since I'm pedaling backwards into the wind now, maybe it'll keep the water off the screen a little bit better and not blowing my face, and the microphone is, gosh, it's the fuzzy thing on the microphone is soaking wet. I hope y'all can hear me. It just, man, it's nasty conditions. It's tough to film. It just is what it is. But if that balloon goes down, everything that we're going through right now is worth it. And it might. I maybe should have switched out that bait, like kept it, but put a fresher one on. I maybe should have done that. We'll go with it a little while and see what happens. We got bit pretty quick on though. I mean, like, I don't feel like it took us very long at all to get that first shark. I don't know if it was right place, right time, or I'm having a hard time pedaling backwards, folks. The wind is, you know, coming down, but it's at an angle, and so it's turning me sideways into it, kind of, and pushing me farther away from the poles over there. At least we're kind of in line with them. Well, let's see if I can get us turned this way, maybe. Yeah, it's a losing battle. It just ain't meant to be for us to be comfortable today, folks. We're gonna do the best we can here. I don't want to keep drifting this far over though, man. Here we go. I come off the pedals. It's either way, we're getting pushed farther away from them poles. If I could just pedal real fast and get us spun going the other way, maybe. So far, so good. This kayak's very maneuverable if you're going forward. When you are Oh, there goes our balloon. There goes our balloon. Something's got it under. You see it right there? Something took our balloon under. He didn't run with it, but he took it under. Y'all, something hit that. I swear, I don't know if y'all could see it or not. I didn't make that up. Something hit that. There it goes again. Something's after it. You see it? I just saw a splash over there. I don't know that it's very big. I don't know that we want that one. He needs to leave that bait alone. I hope he didn't rip it off the hook. Did he rip it off the hook? I'm gonna be so pissed. I thought it was fate for us to be getting that bait back. I think he may have ripped it off the hook. I don't see it on there. No, it is. He got most of it. He got half of it off there. All right, well, you know what? I talked about switching this bait out anyway, so I'm just gonna throw that head out. That's not much left of it. And here we are, turned the wrong direction again. Yeah, this kayak is super maneuverable going forward. But when you're going backward, especially if you are if you're fighting the wind, you just, every kayak, I don't care what model, brand, whatever, they all want to turn into the wind. Okay. Here, let's turn us here as we let out some line. I don't know what that was. It must have been a small shark or something. When I saw the splash, like I wasn't impressed with the splash that come up there. And the fact that it just bit the bait off, like it didn't get the whole thing. probably wasn't very big. Okay. Let's put that back there. Maybe I should put out a little bit more line right there, folks, just safety purposes. Oh, here comes a big boat up through here too. I hope he can see us. With it being a dreary day, I don't know if he can see us or not. He's probably going to go in that. He's probably going to go in that canal, I bet. Hope he can see us. Be curious to see where he goes. Good. He's giving us a wide berth here. Yep. They look like they're heading in. Let me see what we got going on here, folks. If I can get my fingers to work here on this. All right, folks, there we are, and it's just rain right now. Looks like. I can't get my fingers to work here. This is light rain. Fortunately, the wind is less today than what they were initially calling for. So that's good, at least. Definitely less wind today than yesterday. Trying to get us turned again. We're spinning sideways into that damn wind. I was just bragging on it, and it wants to turn us sideways. Yeah. From the looks of the radar there, it looked like it was just going to have us covered up with rain here for a while, so you just get used to being wet, folks. That's what you got to do. These fish are wet. They don't care. Didn't see no storms around us, at least. Nothing red or yellow. There is supposed to be some later though, around lunchtime's what the forecast was saying. So we'll hopefully be out of here before then. I'll probably just try to fish till the battery dies today, which is normally around 4 hours. And by the time I do that, get back to the car, drive 2 hours back to where I'm staying, it'll give me the afternoon with my girlfriend there and still get my fishing fix in for the day. I had originally thought that yesterday I would hopefully load up on a cooler full of bait here and give us some options as far as where we could fish at today. But we had such a good day for sharks here yesterday, like I wanted to come back. And I was like, well, we at least got enough to get started with. I'll just catch some more out here. Now I'm sure if had we been throwing a spoon or swim bait the whole time that we've been out here, we'd probably be catching some more. But we've got bait, and that other one got eaten, and so here we are. Well, technically it got eaten twice, because whatever that other one was did eat it. It was just smaller. I'm gonna try to get us. Apparently I ain't gonna be able to come off the pedals at all, or at else, we're going to be blown this way. I want to get us... I'd really like to fish, since the current's going to be going this direction the whole time, I'd like to fish closer to them poles and up from them poles, because that's where we were getting them at yesterday. Not that I don't think it matters here in this bay so much. It's just it'll make things easier if we fished our way up, because throughout, when we hook these things throughout the fight, we're going to get pulled down, and so as we're getting pulled down, I'd rather get pulled closer to where we're finishing at today, or you know, where we're going to need to go back to, versus fishing here, right here at it, and getting pulled way down. The good thing is, I mean, well, no, because the water's going to be falling. I was going to say, you know, I could just book it and cook it over that direction, but I may not be able to cross over there because of the water falling, depending on what's over there. All right, y'all, I'm gonna have to turn us into the rain. I don't know if you can see them poles over there. Like, the wind keeps pushing us further this way, because as I'm pedaling backwards, the kayak's getting spun slightly, and so not only is the wind pushing us this way, but I'm pedaling us this way as well when I'm trying to get turned into it, and I just can't get how I need to be. See how we want to do this. If we're going to have this thing behind us for a little while here while I move us up, I definitely think I want to have a little bit more distance between us and it, since I won't be able to see it where it's at when we turn. Okay, there goes my hood again, folks. I was living high on the hog there for a minute, having that hood over my head with the rain blowing on mine and yours back, but it is what it is. We're keep going farther and farther away from where we want to be. Now, you know, it's all green on radar, but I don't want to venture too far out today, you know what I mean, just in case it changes. Like, I'd feel better about it if we're over here. So we're gonna hoof it, get back over here, make our way up. Maybe we could pedal up, drift down. Here, this is so stupid. This is dumb. This is dumb, but you're talking me into it. I want to get us a live bait. I'm not going to run this spoon out real far behind us, because we got to reel this thing in fast if a shark gets that bait. But if we could hook something live, or I mean get a live bait to put on that hook, I think that would help our cause dramatically. Those jacks, I mean, they've got a fair amount of blood. Some fish aren't very bloody. Like back home, for instance, bluegill. You cut open a bluegill, it don't bleed a lot, right? Some fish are just like that. But the jacks are fairly bloody fish. But they seem pretty hardy on the hook as a live bait. And I just feel better having a live bait for some reason, even though yesterday something hit me on my spoon. I just feel better having a live bait out for some reason. Even though we had all that success yesterday with freshly caught cut bait. I don't know that sharks are all that particular, but in my mind, the fresher the better. And so here we are trying to make our way back over here, and I'm like, I'm just going to chance it, folks. You know, if we get tangled up in a big mess and it strips off all my daggone bait rod line, so be it. It's the last day anyway. Might catch a pneumonia out here anyhow. Catch your death out here. You can't go outside with wet hair. That's what my grandma used to always say. My grandma, she'd wear one of them plastic bonnets. If it was raining outside, it was literally a plastic bonnet. It would go over her head, a piece of plastic. She'd tie it in a bow around her, under her chin. And it'd protect the perm. Back in them days, you know, this was of course 80s, early 90s. Women would get permanents put in their hair. It would make them real poofy. And I don't think a woman could get her hair wet for so many days after she got a permanent. I need me one of them bonnets out here today though. Who would have ever thought, well, I used to make fun of my grandma wearing that plastic bonnet. Who would have ever thought I'd be wanting one right now? I guess I'm gonna just keep going at the angle we're going on. Yesterday, again, when we got out here, I come out them poles and started working us up back toward them islands over there that you can't see. And we was catching bait, but we wasn't catching sharks. And when I ventured out and got out here in what's supposed to be, at least according to avionics, the deeper part of the channel, 5-6 feet, that's when we started getting the sharks. And so then I spent the rest of the time kind of out in here. But we wasn't catching as much bait out here. And you would think the sharks would be where the bulk of the bait was at, but hell, there could be a bunch of stuff out here and I just don't know about it, and we just maybe wasn't catching it. If I had some live shrimp or live bait of some kind, we'd probably be doing better than what I've done yesterday and so far today with the artificials. We certainly tore them up when I fished with Chase Masters up here. We used live shrimp, and man, it was it was a lot of fish. But being you know, him being a guide and all, he's fished here a lot and knows where to go and when and stuff. And me and you, well, me being out here, like, we're kind of dependent on fishing what we can see. And so if the water's down, it don't really matter out here because this is a big open bay. But back in the canals and stuff, when the water's down, you can see where them little cuts that lead up onto the flat are. And you can target those. Now when the water's up, you can still target them, but you gotta know where they're at. And me and you don't know that, especially without having a graph. So we're gonna focus on kind of the bay area here and hopefully come across some stuff. I was pretty optimistic there when we got that shark first thing, but now I'm starting to get a little discouraged now, folks. Maybe it's just because I'm sopping wet. But I'm ready for another one. Thankfully this though, I mean, yes, the weather's nasty, but it would be way worse if the wind was blowing as hard as it was yesterday. I think maybe, and it was, I mean, it's supposed to be, But I think maybe because it's kind of shifted and coming this way versus the other way, I think maybe we've got a little bit of a shield from it, kind of, with the land over there. I think maybe that's kind of helping us a little bit. Because the way it was coming yesterday, it was just wide open water that it was running across. Like there was no stopping it, you know. I think that's the difference too, being out in the ocean versus back home. If a storm blows up back home and the wind kicks up, you've got hills everywhere. So yeah, the wind will blow, but you can try to get out of it depending on where you're at. Out in the ocean, when the wind starts, like it keeps going and going and going and ramping up on you. Like it just comes out of nowhere and it just blows, man. There's nothing to stop it out there. I sure wish we could get a jack, a ladyfish, something. I'm gonna keep working us back toward these poles and up. You can see, I mean, everything out here, when you see something in a distance, it's always farther away than what it appears, every time. Like when we first started heading this way, I didn't think we were that far away from the poles, but here we are, going as long as we have been now, a few minutes, and we're only about halfway to them from where we was. Let me see what y'all see. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time with this thing, folks. It does, I mean, it's blowing in my face and on the screen right there, so it's going to be bad for you regardless, but it does feel like the rain has lightened up a little bit for me. It's not pelting me like it was. Now I would assume, here's the other thing too that we got to take into consideration right now. With the high tide being 4-something this morning, and the low tide, next low tide being at 1-something today, right now, this time period that we're in is probably going to be about the heaviest current flow that we're in, which I don't know how fast the current's going. That's one of those things, again, we need a graph to monitor. Now I could pull out the Navionics app on my phone. I don't really want to pull my phone out again in this rain, but yesterday, with the current and the wind going together, it was like 1.5, 1.6 miles an hour that we were working against. I would assume it's probably comparable again today. Just factoring in the wind and the fact that we're out here during what should be the peak flow. Yesterday we had timed it to where the current should have been slowing down, and then of course at the low tide period we would have had the slack water for a little while, which we never really noticed because of the wind blowing so much. We had to fight it the whole time. And then current switches directions and then slowly starts to ramp up. And so we're in that time period now where it should be ramped up, and assuming we get to fish, I'd like to fish till this battery dies. So by the time we roll out of here, the current should be at that point starting to slack off a little bit. But either way, with us fighting the wind here like we are, we're not going to be able to get off the pedals really, unfortunately. When I say we're not, I mean I'm not. Y'all got it made, man. You don't have to bring no bait. You don't have to risk your fingers getting down there and cutting these sharks loose. You ain't got to get soaking wet out here to come on this trip with me, and you ain't got to get out here and just hoof it trying to fight this mess. Them poles are right there, folks. I swear I'm not making any progress to get to them, though. Hell, in fact, I think I'm moving further away. Is it possible the current's stronger than I think it is? It may be, folks. I feel like we've been the same distance away from them poles for 5 minutes now. And it does feel like, too, the wind's ramping up a little bit. Yeah, this is what it is. It's just the day it's going to suck, man. Like I said, you have good days and you have bad days. And even if the current is ramping up here, I've got a second gear I could kick into to go beyond this. We've still got our bait back there behind us. I don't know that we're really covering a lot of water here to put our spoon in front of something, but it is what it is. Ideally, I mean, now that I've learned the tides situation, I would like to time the tides so that we fish I would rather fish the low tide. That way fish are more concentrated, and I would rather fish that time period leading up to it and right after it so that you're in the lowest amount of flow. But I knew today with weather how it was going to be either we get out here this morning or we're not coming at all. And I wanted to fish today. And I want to go to Twisted Shrimp and eat some shrimp tonight. I don't know what it is that Twisted Shrimp does different with the way they cook their shrimp, but it tastes different than any shrimp I've had before. It's amazing. Highly recommend it, y'all, if you're down here. It's in Isla Mirada. I assume it's the only location. Most of them restaurants there are just little mom and pop operations, family business type thing, so it's probably a one-shot opportunity for you. But if you happen to be down in the Keys in the Isla Mirada area, I recommend them. And they ain't giving me no discount or nothing to say that either. Although, fun fact, they are on the Upside app. And if any of y'all out there, if you ain't got Upside, here I go selling stuff again. But seriously, check it out, the Upside app. It's a free app, and you can get discounted gas and food. Now, oftentimes, the gas stations giving discounts are in the hood. Like, you got to go in the ghetto to get you 10 cents off a gallon of gas. But it adds up, man. There's a couple gas stations back home that I get my gas at because I save money every time. So, and anyway, fun fact about that, Twisted Shrimp is on that app, so I get like 6% back. Well, I saw a big splash. Oh, I think it's a bird maybe. Off in the distance, I saw a big splash. I can't see real well. I can't see much better than what y'all can out the screen of this camera right now. There was a big splash over there. I guess it was a bird. Y'all, I'm torn. I kind of want to just go up this canal here and see what happens and get over there where that guy was talking about. But then there's part of me that wants to stay out here. I mean, I don't know. We got one shark out here so far, folks. We ain't got any bait, which we ain't no more progress than we're making. I should probably be, if I'm going to throw this spoon, I need to be casting it, I guess, because we're not really covering much water right now. going against the current like we are. It took forever to get back over here to these damn poles. Which is another reason why I'm kind of second guessing my decision out here. It's like the next shark we hook up on that takes us downstream, you know how much longer it's going to take us to get back? Like, it took us this long to get over here to these damn poles. Man, maybe let's do that, y'all. Let's do that. I'm calling an audible here. Y'all ain't here to talk me out of it. Let's patrol this cut bait under the balloon through this. I don't know if this canal here, I don't know if this is man-made. I don't know if this is man-made or if this is just a natural canal, but it's clearly marked. And it leads back to the marina and that other canal that the fellow on the boat was talking about. Let's do it. We got that bait under a balloon back there, so let's do it. Let's go exploring. Look up here at this pole. There is a camera up on that pole. That's how that guy found me. There really is a camera up there. I wonder if it's got audio too, or just visual. Well, I guess that was a good Samaritan after all to come out here and check on me. How nice. Saw me on camera and come out here. He's like, that dumbass, a storm's coming. He's going out there in a kayak. Gonna fight that current and that wind and catch a shark. They're probably back there at that marina making fun of me right now. What a stupid idiot that guy is. Where's our balloon? And we're gonna have to watch it going around these poles, and we're gonna catch that balloon. I want to throw some cast right here. I don't know how well you can see right now, but are you kidding me? I got the damn spoon hung in the pole. Oh crap. Well, hell far. There went that. I just broke my spoon off. I was trying to pull it free. I was going to say I want to make some cast right here around this pole. I thought that pole might be a little current break right there. It is moving pretty good, folks. That current is definitely booking it right here. Yesterday I didn't think it was that bad, but we were fishing at a different time. I wonder how the current is up there as we get further back by the marina, like down that canal. I wonder if it's as intense back there. Let's let this boat go by. I'm gonna throw this swim bait around this pole. That boy, he's care if it's raining, he got fish to catch too. Yeah, we'll throw this swim bait here a little bit, because man, the time it would take me to tie another spoon on will be a mile downstream. I think that's the play, y'all. I think that's what we're going to do. Work our way back in this canal. Pull the balloon behind us. We'll make some casts along the way. It'd be dandy if we could catch us a live bait. And then we get back there by the marina, we'll see what's going on with the current. I wonder if you couldn't catch a damn shark back there in the marina. There's a bunch of bait fish back there. I mean, I don't know what they are, but just like small fish that were flipping on the surface. There might be something back there. All right, let's try to pedal toward this other pole. That way our balloon don't get caught in this pole as we go in this canal. You can see this, folks, like I'm pedaling hard and barely making any progress here past this pole, man. This current's moving. I knew it would be faster right now, but I didn't know it would be this much faster. I bet it's got to be 2 miles an hour. Or within a few days. I think the full moon was 2 or 3 days ago. And I've been told that the current is faster on the new moon and the full moon. I was told that, and I don't know. I don't have enough experience, just myself, to know one way or the other, but that's what I was told. We might, but I mean, folks, there's no reason a shark can't move up in this canal like any of the others. And you know what? Here's the thing. If they're in that canal that guy was talking about, they've probably had to come through here. Unless they went across the flat when the water was up. We got a bait in the water. We got a chance. When I get back to the truck today, though, I'm going to have to just strip down. Because, I mean, I'm soaked to the core. I'm going to have to... I should have brought a change of clothes already. Okay, good. Our balloon back there cleared that post. So y'all didn't mess that up, thankfully. Let's book it a little bit here, folks. Let's get further back in here. Because the way the wind's blowing right now, I wonder if we get back up in here, I wonder if we won't be a little bit more shielded from that, and that'll help a lot. It won't help you, but it'll help me with this current. Because right now, you're fighting the wind and the current. I'm fighting the wind and the current. Let's do something stupid again. Let's control this swim bait as we move along, or try to. Again, if the shark rod gets hit, y'all got to reel this swim bait in fast. I don't want you messing around now. I mean it. You reel that thing in quick. Because this water here, this little canal, it's going to be shallower. So if we just stop what we're doing and reel in the shark rod, not only will we potentially get it wrapped up in this rod, but then this rod's going to hit bottom and likely get snagged. Boy, something hit me right then too, unless I hit bottom. Felt like a bump. Yesterday I did catch some fish on this swim bait. And when I was fishing with Chase the other day, he was throwing a swim bait and catching some fish. So it's possible. What I'm gonna do though is we got to work around these poles, and I'm drifting off here. I can see behind us. Boy, this is a challenge, folks. It's a challenge to keep myself in this damn canal because of the way the current's going. But you want to try to keep yourself in between the poles. That's the defined channel here. And as we go through, we're going to have to make sure our balloon doesn't clip these poles. It'll be on the left side, of course, because that's where we're getting pushed to. But there's a green pole up here on the left, and we got to definitely make sure we're to the right of it. I look back, I'm not going to turn around to show you, but I was thinking I was going this way, but really I was veering off. Look at my hands, y'all, they're all pruning. Go to the beach for fun in the sun, they say. Here's an observation though, since we got some time to kill here as we make our way through this channel, waiting on these fish to bite. Here's an observation I've made while I've been down here in Florida. And I touched on this back home, but I think it's the exact opposite here. So back home, if you're shopping and you go to Target, there are hot chicks everywhere. I mean, hot women. Every aisle you turn down, there's hot chicks. It don't matter which Target you go to, it's hot women everywhere. Hot women shop at Target. I mean, you rarely even see an ugly one in Target. But you go to Walmart back home, and it's a bunch of sloths with purple hair and pajama pants walking around. Down here in Florida, I ain't been to no Targets down here, but I've been to a few Walmarts. When I went and picked my girlfriend up at the airport on Wednesday, I had some time to kill, and there's a lot of Walmarts. There's Walmart about every few miles. And so I went in there looking for wrestling figures, because, you know, I'm still going through my midlife crisis. And I'm going up and down the store there to the toy department, and I'm looking around, I'm people watching, it's what I do. And there are hot chicks everywhere at Walmart. Now, it ain't the white college girl like you see at Target back home, but these hot chicks are like the Latino girls. They all got a big derriere on them. But I mean, there's just hot girls everywhere at Walmart. I couldn't believe it. And I didn't go to any Targets. But I'm like, man, if the girls are this hot at Walmart here, the girls at Target, I mean, if the girls at Walmart are 10s, what are the girls at Target like? They're going to be off the scale. Or it's an alternate universe down here. And it's reversed. Maybe the ugly girls shop at Target down here. I don't know, but it was amazing. Every Walmart I went to, and I went to a few, y'all, because I had to work on my midlife crisis trying to find them wrestling figures, Walmart exclusives. But every one I went to was just hot chicks everywhere you turn. And back home, I'm telling you, you go to Walmart, you can forget about seeing a 10. You can about pick you out 5 girls at random and take their rating, and it wouldn't add up to 10. Like, that's what you get back home. It's just a bunch of sloths with dyed purple hair and pajama pants walking around. That's what's at home. But girls down here in Florida are different, man. Now, they don't speak a lick of English. I don't know how the hell you'd talk to them. But if you fellas out there are single, I recommend coming to Florida. It's way better down here as far as the ladies go. You might need to get some hooked on phonics. Or what? Not hooked on. For what's the thing? They advertise it on the radio all the time about learning to speak a different language. Bumble. You learn Bumble. No, Bumble's the dating thing that Pro Moderator's on. He picks up women on. Babbel. Is that it? Hey, something is supposed to teach you how to talk Spanish. I don't know, but you know, you're going to have to learn a way to communicate with these women down here, fellas. But once you learn how to communicate with them, there's so many of them. I mean, statistically speaking, there can't be enough guys for all these hot chicks down here. There can't be. So you're going to have way better odds. Like, they're going to have to lower their standards down here. back home, the hot chicks, because there's so few of them, they can have really high standards for a man. But down here, forget about it. There's just too few men for the hot chicks. Like they're all going to be competing with each other. They're going to have to lower their standards down. Folks, I don't want to jinx it here, but I do think now that we've got a little further over in this canal, I think the current has slackened off a little bit. I'm not continuously getting pushed to the left right now. Oh, I got bumped again. I don't know if that was me hitting bottom or that was an actual bump for a fish. I would love to have something to put on as live bait, man. With our cut bait not performing like I want it to at the moment, I would love to have something to put on. But we got to catch it first. I think when we get back over to this marina, if y'all stick with me, now listen folks, hey, if you're sticking with me, I want you to know that something else is coming. Like, if all we get is that first shark, I'm not going to subject you to 3 or 4 hours of this. I'll just cut that down, it'll be its own video. But if you're seeing this, something else happened. We either got on some more fish. I don't even care if it's bait fish. You know, if we just get on something, some catching, but preferably some sharks. But I wonder if we get over here and make some casts around the opening of that marina. There may be some stuff back in there, and hell, there may be right there going to the left. Like, there may be some bait fish right in there, and there may very well be the sharks right there in front of that marina. Now, yesterday when I got back, there was other kayaks and stuff there. You know, I think some kayaks put in just for sightseeing purposes. There at that marina, it's an easy. Oh, there's a fish. Oh, it's still on. He hit me. Let's try it again. We got a fish hit us that time though. That's encouraging. But I mean, there were several people there yesterday, and today I don't think we're going to have to worry about that. I think the weather today is probably going to keep most of the sightseers probably off the water today. I think a normal human being would have just slept in today. At this moment right now, I enjoyed that first shark, but as wet as I am and honestly starting to cool off a little bit, I'm kind of thinking maybe my best play would have been to stay in bed too. But if you're seeing this, we got on some more fish, so hopefully it was worthwhile for me. I don't know if it's going to be worthwhile for you at any point, not being able to see or hear or this mess today. I'm going to be so pissed, y'all. If I get back today and upload this video to my computer and the audio is trash because the fuzzy thing on the microphone is soaking wet, like, I'm going to be so pissed if I lose the video, especially if it's something like, if we get something really cool today that I would just want for myself, you know. I mean, heck with the video part of it, like, you know, just want it for my own personal self. I think these are the last two posts up here. We got this orange one in front of us, and there's a green one up there, and then we'll take a right, and that'll put me back where I started today. And at that point, I think we're going to slow down a little bit. Not sure. I'll probably make some casts with this while we slow troll our bait behind us. I don't think the current's as bad right through here, but it's much shallower. And off to our right, that area will be, at low tide, it will be exposed. It will be it'll be ground exposed up there. I don't know how deep we actually are here, but it's significantly shallower than where we were just at. Not that it was particularly deep, but you know what I mean. What an experience this trip has been, y'all. I've learned a lot. I've put in a lot of miles for sure, both in the ocean and on the, this Everglade part of it here, but I definitely feel more confident with the straight mono leaders. I really think that's the play for kayak fishing. Not just, we had that one bite off yesterday, but for the number of sharks that we've hooked and got up to the kayak, I only have one bite off now. With all the sharks I've gotten down here, that's pretty damn good. It's a good percentage. So I feel better about it from that perspective. But also just from a personal perspective, when you're trying to grab your leader, those black tips, man, you just never know how many more bursts of energy they have left. And if you got your hand gripping that leader and he takes off, it's way better to have mono in your hand than wire. That wire is going to tear you up. And it's much easier to cut too. So when you're getting down there trying to get close to it and cut it, I don't want to leave too much line hanging off. I hate that we're having to cut these things anyway. So I don't want to leave a bunch of line hanging off. But you want to get down there and get close, and it's just much easier to cut the mono than it is a wire. So it's just better all the way around for that. And so, and too, when you're tying these things up at home ahead of time to come down, it takes less time. It's one less step if you're not adding wire to your rigs. And last night, we got back, got done eating everything, got back. I took them leaders that I had left over from yesterday. I'd stuck them all back here in my crate. And I took them leaders inside and I just crimped on new hooks. And so we're rocking the same leaders today that we were using yesterday. Because there was only the one that got bit through, and best I can figure, that shark must have just eaten the bait kind of deep. He must have got that hook deep because there was frays a foot or two up the line on the mono leader there. So it must have just eat that bait deep. But the other ones, they were pretty good. There was you could feel the texture. It was a little rough, but it wasn't nicked up at all. It wasn't to the point that I thought we were going to have a hard time, keeping a fish hooked up. It was just going to snap or anything. So I just took a new hook and crimped it on, and we got them same leaders rocking today. And there's a fish. Look right here. We got us one, buddy. We got us one. Pouring down rain right here, and we got us a fish. Hopefully it's something we can stick on under that balloon alive. What is it? Yes. We got us a jack, folks. We got us a live one. All right. All right, Jackie. You come here. You are going out right now under that balloon. We're going to switch out that other bait. I'm going to keep that other bait. But we're going to We're gonna put this one on alive. I can't get that damn thing out. There it comes. Here, you set him down there a second. Let's reel in. Here, let me wipe off the screen best I can, folks. Again, I'm sorry. I'm more sorry for myself having to fish out this mess. I'm sorry for your viewing experience. Alright. Balloon's a little farther down our line here than what I want to. Slide it up a little bit. Yeah, we're definitely going to keep this bait. But this one, little Jack here, Jack Crevalle. Yes. We're just going to take and just a little, get a little blood there, Jack. A little blood. Now I feel better, folks. I feel much better now. Yes. Well, where are we drifting to? Have I gotten... Oh, there we are. Okay. I'm like, where the hell am I? Okay. Let's get some line out here. Start heading down toward this last post. And once we get down here in this other canal, we are going to probably slow down just a little bit and work it a little bit more, well, just a little bit more slowly. I was wanting to kind of come through here quickly, one, to get back here, two, to be able to troll that swim bait more effectively. But now that we've got it, now that we've got a bait, a live bait, this isn't as important now to sit here and make some casts with it. Oh crap. Put that line over the reel. I don't understand them jacks. I guess they're just in big schools and kind of everywhere, I guess. Roaming, maybe. I don't know if they're like white bass back home where they're just kind of schooling out oftentimes in open water. Skipjack, you know, certainly like that. I don't know enough about them. All I really know about jacks is that they fight incredibly hard for their size, and they seem to be a popular food source with the sharks. They seem to like them, whether it's live like we were using yesterday, or cut like, well, using them yesterday too, but I've got some earlier, some big sharks earlier in the week there too on the jack. So definitely a fish I'd like to catch more of. I think if you're on them, you're on them out here, but if you ain't, you ain't. We got on them there. We didn't get on the jacks really first thing when I fished with Chase. We were on the catfish first, and it kind of, we got on the catfish, then we started catching snook, then we got some trout, then we got on the jacks, and the jacks and the ladyfish were all kind of together in this one area. But the other fish were kind of, it seemed like they come through in waves, and Chase talked about that some. He's like, you know, we got catfish now, then that bite stopped, and we got on some snook. And we got some of those, and then that stopped, and then the trout. It's like they come through together, but they come through in waves. And with the, I don't know if it's the same way with the sharks or not too. Like, are they? One day, back in November when I was here, I got on 2 sharks up near the surface. I could see them. I was trying to get them to eat a bait. But they were together. Like, they were swimming there together. Otherwise, though, is that common with sharks? Do they school? Do they swim together? Or are they kind of more individual, isolated? I don't know. Now, I know you've seen, well, I don't know if you've seen, I've seen videos of these migrations of sharks, like moving up the coast and stuff. And I assume that's probably for some spawning type thing, some spawning behavior. So they're obviously schooled up in those situations. But are they, in just the rest of the year that they're not spawning, is that their behavior then too, or are they more individual fish? Like, there's a lot of stuff I just don't know. But, you know, yesterday, there were clearly a lot of sharks out there in the bay, and I wish we could fish it a little bit more effectively. Today, with the weather like it is and the storms coming lunchtime-ish, and you know, and the current ramping up out there, it's probably best we make our way back here and try to maybe find this area where this guy is talking about, the boat guy. And I am a little curious too, just to see if we catch a shark in this canal here, which this would be hard to fish on a normal day when you got boats coming in and out of here. But I mean, today we're not going to have any issue, because only the real idiots like us are out here fishing. Idiots like us and the people that apparently see us on the eye in the sky camera and come out to check on us. Nice of that fellow to do it, but it's always a little creepy when you find out people are watching you on camera and some screen somewhere, being surveillanced. I do have a radio on the kayak. Well, it's in the pouch of my seat, but it's a VHF radio that you can, in theory, call for help if something went wrong. I got it mainly for fishing out in the ocean, to be able to call Coast Guard if something went wrong, but I don't know if you could use it in a place like this. I guess, well, I mean, Coast Guard probably wouldn't respond here in the Everglades, but if you got on that channel 16 and called for help, they would probably put you through to the appropriate person. But I mean, really, honestly though, if something goes wrong out on the ocean and you're in a kayak, or I mean, you're back here in the Everglades in the middle of nowhere and something goes wrong, you're in trouble. Like, hell, I'll tell you this, folks. So yesterday, I mean, this is just swampland back here. The Everglades, it's swampland, right? And I mean, I'm talking miles and miles of swampland. And I'm down here. This is I don't know when you're seeing this video, but I'm down here in January. Back home, it's freezing cold. Insects, all that. Like, the only insects at my house right now are ladybugs and stink bugs that have come into my house. Like, they've come into my house to try to hibernate, right? That's the only bugs in my area right now. Well, I step out the car down here. I loaded up the kayak yesterday, and I was on my way back, and I needed to pee. And I'm sure there's probably a bathroom in the marina there, but like, I had already loaded up at that point. And so I was like, oh, I'm just going to pull off on the side of the road up here and and pee, because I mean it's just, you know, it's just a swamp and it's a 2-lane road and nobody's coming. I'm like, I'm just gonna pull off and pee on the side of the road. So I get out the truck and I'm looking around, of course, because I'm looking for alligators or snakes. And it's nice. The road is mowed off on each side. Like you can tell they take a bush hog or something and mow through there. So it's mowed off on the edges. And so I don't see nothing. I'm good. I start peeing. And I'd had to pee. You know, like the bladder was full. I'd been out here and fishing, and I obviously can't pee while we're doing an unedited video because, well, I mean, if I whipped it out on here, let's be honest, fellas, your girlfriends and wives would be leaving you. They'd see you, they'd be like, man, my man don't measure up to him. I got to go. So I'd be home wrecking, folks. I don't want to do that to you. And so I wait till the video's over before I pee, oftentimes. Well, so anyway, I'm out there peeing, and I got to go because the bladder was full. And in the time it took me to pee, there was a swarm of mosquitoes everywhere. I guess mosquitoes down here, because it don't get cold enough, I guess they just don't die. And these were big mosquitoes too. I ain't talking like the little ones that we get back home. I mean, these were big mosquitoes, folks. And they were everywhere. And then they were in my truck because I was standing there. I had the door open, and I was kind of peeing in case some car come along. I didn't want to ruin their marriage either. And the mosquitoes, I mean, I was just swarmed. And I'm like, you know, there's people come down here. They got all kinds of hiking trails and stuff through the Everglades, which why the hell anybody would want to hike here, I don't know. I mean, there's alligators and snakes everywhere. I ain't hiking down here, folks. I ain't doing it. But the weirdos that do, I bet you they get eaten alive by mosquitoes. They were all over me, man. I'm down there. I'm out there with my drawers down. Next thing I know, hell, there's 100 mosquitoes all around me. And I had to roll the windows down too on the drive back through because I was trying to. I knew if I had the windows up, them mosquitoes gonna be all over me. I was hoping they'd blow out. I had the windows down, the sunroof open, everything, trying to get them damn things out. You know, watch our balloon here going around this pole. I'm cutting it a little short here. The current over here, though, is definitely much lighter. And of course, over here to the right, well, to the right and the left of us, here and probably soon, will be exposed ground. And yesterday, you know, I was coming back, the water was rising, I was able to go right across it. There was only one part that I was kind of dragging bottom on, and I just stood up in the kayak and I was able to use the paddle and just kind of push myself across it. But for the most part, though, it was pretty good going across there. It definitely saved me some time versus coming back down the channel and then up through this little canal here. Me and the girlfriend wouldn't have been riding bicycles yesterday afternoon if I had to go the long way. But in the future, now that I know how fast that current is when it's really going out there, if I come back down here again in the future, I'm sure I probably will at some point, I'll know to really watch the tide schedule. I think low tide is the time to do it. Not only for being able to hopefully get those fish concentrated, but also too, if you do that, when you finish up, the water's going to be high enough that you can cut across anywhere you need to cut across at. at least in a kayak. Now, if you come down here in a boat, forget about it. Like, you're not going to be, the areas I crossed yesterday, you wouldn't be getting across them in a boat, most likely. But for, you know, especially in a kayak like this, that just, I mean, I just need a couple inches of water. I really don't need much. The thing that was catching yesterday was the bottom of my pedal drive. Like, I had the pedals, I had the fins as close as I could get up under the hull, but there's that part of the pedal drive that kind of hangs down under it, just slightly. It's like an inch or two. But, you know, the kayak's setting down in the water a couple inches, and then that being down a couple inches, you need, and I think I read that somewhere, you need like 4 inches of water for this kayak. But the part I went across yesterday was less than that, you know. It was just barely covered, so. But I was still able to take the paddle and push myself across. Man, that rain is just relentless, y'all. It just will not let up. Wouldn't be so bad if we were catching fish, but I can't get y'all to catch anything. I don't know why you can't catch no fish in there. Millions of fish in the Everglades, and y'all can't catch nothing. I think I see another kayaker up there too, folks. I hope we don't have to conversate with somebody. Especially, I don't want to conversate with anybody ever. But I especially don't want to do it out here in the pouring rain. It is going to be a long ride back today, with me being this soaking wet. I should have brought, why didn't y'all tell me to bring a change of clothes? Like, that would have been just common sense, you know? Like, common sense, Justin. You know you're going to get wet today. Bring a change of clothes. And yet, you all didn't even think to do so. Y'all didn't think about doing it. I didn't want you all to be the only ones riding home with wet drawers, so. It's like, remember Billy Madison, the movie? That kid peed his pants. And so Billy Madison splashed water all over his pants. And he's like, you ain't cool if you don't pee your pants. And so all the kids ended up peeing their pants. That's me and you today. You got soaking drawers on from fishing out here in the rain. I didn't want you to be left alone. I just ran up real shallow, folks. Real shallow. Pedal drive hit. Guess I need to be a little bit more over this direction. The bait's going to be dragging over there too. I don't know how deep that channel is that guy was talking about over here by the marina. The thing about this water out here is it's so dirty and dingy colored you can't see bottom ever. So it's impossible to know how deep you are without a graph. Oh, something smacked me right there. Okay. Boy, I don't know what that is, but he's fighting, buddy. He nailed it. What is this? Oh man, he's gonna get us. Oh, it's a big snook. That's a snook right there. He's gonna get us all wrapped up in our line here, in our balloon. Gosh dang it. Get that. Oh man, he's going the wrong way. Y'all get your snook under control here. Get your snook under control. He's all up in our balloon line right now. Goodness gracious. Grab this snook, y'all, before a shark gets it. I'm definitely going to use the net on this thing. I ain't reaching my hand down there. Get in there, snook. Yes. Y'all, that's awesome, man. That's awesome. He got all up in our line. But it's worth it, man. How about that, folks? On a swim bait. Let me set this front camera mount up here a second, folks. Here. Lord. Let me set y'all there. Hey, take a picture of this with me right quick while you can there before that screen gets covered with water again. That's cool, man. Well, he's a little snook, but still pretty cool. All right, get on out of here. There he goes. Hey, I'll fist pump that, won't we?